That's why we've got Eric K in the chat here helping me out. Thank you, Eric K. I was trying to do a new Raquel had recommended a new plug-in for my microphone. I guess it timed out. It wasn't working. So hopefully everyone can hear me now, right? That sounds good. So yeah, let me recap. So there will be spoilers, but so what the opening of the movie? Well, I guess I'll retract because probably no one heard me. But yeah, it was a really good movie. I was surprised by how good it was. The main point that disappointed me was that it should have been this movie should have happened after Civil War. Been perfect entry into Natasha's story, and to give her backstory. Really fleshed out her character. She gets some good moments, and there's quote unquote her family is in this. So when I went into it, I was expecting a ton of flashbacks. Her, another boring origin story with her, trying to be, training to become a Black Widow. And you really didn't get any of that, which was actually kind of refreshing because how many times have we seen Spider-Man's origin or other superhero origins? So that's it was nice to kind of fast forward through that. So the opening scene, you've got Black Widow with her quote unquote sister, living with her sister, and Red Guardian is her quote unquote dad, and he really steals the movie. David Harbour from that great Netflix show. It's just fantastic. He's got some great lines, and he's just really chews the scenery. I think he's the star of the movie. I mean, he's great, fantastic in Stranger Things. Unfortunately, his turn as our favorite demon didn't pan out so well. I thought the movie that movie was pretty bad, but as Hellboy, but he's still he's a great actor, and he really just steals some of the movie. And also Black Widow's sister, I hope I pronounced her name right. Yep, Hellboy. Thanks, Pat S. Yep, Florence Pugh. I apologize, but she's Black Widow's sister, Elena. So, but she's fantastic too. So she's really great. So the movie opens. They're living their suburban life in Ohio. My friend who I went to see it with was actually from Ohio, so that was kind of funny. He's like, "This looks like Ohio" in the movie started. So you've got an all-American scene with the mom, which is played later by Rachel Weisz, and they're just on a scene on a swing set, and they go in just to have a typical 80s dinner, it looks like. And Red Guardian comes home, but he's wearing a tag on his he's got some kind of security tag that I noticed. He couldn't read it out in the movie theater. And he says we have an hour, and he tells the girls, "Remember I told you on those adventures we go on?" And so basically, I guess they've been found out, but they're on some a spy mission. So they've got to get obviously got to get the data. Or back then it looked like it was a floppy disk from in the 80s, to get back to the Soviet Union. And so there's a fantastic chase scene and a plane scene, and Red Guardian. All of a sudden you see him throw something, you realize going into it he's got superpowers, but he tosses a huge container. There's a flight scene where they they've got to fight all the cops and get away and make obviously they do not a big spoiler that they do make their escape, and they end up in Cuba. And it turns out that then the girls find out that Black Widow knows that this isn't real, but Florence's character Yelena is much younger, so this is all she knows, so she thinks everything is real. And Black Widow, this is before she's obviously been trained, but she's more upset because she doesn't want to go back to the base for more training, the Red Room that they call it in the movie. So there's a really nice character scene where Red Guardian is kind of calming the girls down, and boom, then they get abducted and taken off to the Red Room. So the opening I thought was really good, and that was really the only flashback you really get in the movie. That's I think there's a couple other snippets maybe. Natasha saves and Elena, they save a couple photos, which become part of the movie, and then the movie basically picks up right after Civil War. So I was expecting this to be way in the past. Like I said, I didn't do much research. I watched the trailer. So I'll share my screen and then we can look at some photos, I guess, while I'm talking. But let me still share my screen here. So it was really just picks up. They mention Captain America's on the run. General Ross is in it, and he's kind of like in Hulk mode back in the old Hulk TV show. Chasing down the Hulk. He's chasing down the Avengers. He's they mentioned all the Avengers on the run. Captain America's on the run, and Black Widow is basically on the run too. And I was kind of hoping there'd be a Captain America cameo appearance. I thought we could have gotten one because this was obviously set before Endgame and Infinity War. So it takes place basically right after Civil War. They mentioned that Ant-Man's in prison. Yeah. So Pattis, what about Budapest? Yep, they do talk about Budapest. My friend and I were discussing that. Yeah, we're hoping there was going to be maybe flesh that out. More discussion of that, or maybe show a flashback of that. But that's definitely part of the movie. They do end up in Budapest or Budapest as one of the character moments. There's great little character scenes in this movie. So the next scene is Black Widow is trying to go on the lam and trying to hide. Yep. Yeah. Don't make him angry. You wouldn't like him when he's angry. Yeah. It was David Banner on the TV series. Yeah. Don't make David Banner on the TV series angry. Yeah. And of course Bruce Banner too. But so the next scene, Natasha's kind of there's always a guy like a Q type character that supplies all these secret agents and people with safe houses and places to hide and gear and gizmos, and so she's hiding out one of these places, and as Pat mentioned, he mentioned Budapest. There's always a widget or something that's a central part of the movie. And it deals with mind control. It's like a serum. Let's just say it's the main plot device in the movie that the serum saves the widows from mind control. So there's the serum that frees you from mind control. So that's the main plot device in the movie. So the widows are trained and they're all under mind control. By the evil henchmen. So it's really kind of like a Bond movie in a lot of ways. There's basically a Bond type villain. Taskmaster is basically the main henchman, and there's obviously an overlord. There's always the big bad, the Blumfeld, controlling everything. So. That she's under the widow's under mind control is how they explain it, and there's a formula or serum that one of the older widows had discovered or created that releases you from this this mind control. So what happens? Natasha's in this trailer, living in this trailer, hiding out in the woods basically, and this stuff from Budapest gets delivered by her. We'll call her, her Q, or the guy that supplies all the wonderful gadgets and helps her. So, the next scene is then Taskmaster. Taskmaster shows up, and there's a fight with Taskmaster. I thought was pretty good. And for those of you who don't know, or you probably, we're all comic book fans in the crowd here, I'm sure. But Taskmaster, let's go to his Wikipedia page. Now the character is there's some big changes in this character that people I think are not going to like. For the the purpose of the movie, I think it worked, but there's there's a big reveal at the end, which I think that'll probably be the most controversial thing about the movie. I can kind of see, why they did it. I think people are gonna read into it. I don't want to give away. That was one of the bigger reveals, so I don't want to give away that spoiler on the character. But I think maybe next week we'll talk about it once people have had a chance to see it. But I think that's probably going to be the most controversial, segment or character redo or switch or however you want to phrase it. But that was there was a cool fight, and so Taskmaster can mimic your fighting ability. So when he fights Captain America, he's got a shield, or he can use a bow and arrow like Hawkeye, fight like Spider-Man. So it's like basically fighting yourself. So it's a really cool fight scene with Black Widow. Of course, she gets in it looks like she's losing, but in the end she's able to figure a way to get away with the widgets, or the formula that she'd been sent to help cure or release the widows. So that scene was another good scene, and the costume is really good. Let me Google. Let's see some images of Taskmaster. So we got Taskmaster Black Widow. That should come up. So let's see some pictures of the Taskmasters. It was a cool. I mean, it's not as it's not comic book true, but it kind of Crossbones is kind of I see a little bit of Crossbones in there with that face plate. So it's it's a scary looking character. The character walks kind of like a robot, and you might think that the character's kind of like a robot. And they show the POV of the character. It looks like there's some computer screen or information. It looks like it's kind of like a cybernetic thing where the Taskmaster is analyzing the fighting moves, kind of like you see with a robot heads up display. So that was pretty interesting. There's some good fight scenes. Yeah. So this is actually Scarlett Johansson as Natasha. That's the young actress portraying her as a teenager in Ohio. So the Taskmaster was a scary, relatively scary villain. Maybe it's not a Thanos level villain, but it's tough for the heroes to fight a character like that when you're fighting yourself. Hey, Hal, great to see you. Hope you had a good day driving the truck today. Apple Minions. Yep. Thank you for being here. Yep. And we got Eric K saying nice to see you. Yep. So hope you guys are enjoying my review so far. I'm not trying not to give away too much. I'm going maybe in a lot of detail in the movie, but trying not to give away too much. Hey, low spec Linux laptop. Good evening. Great to see you. Yep. I was watching you last night, I think, with the wake done. Glad to see you. So we're at the part where trying to recall. I'm doing this without notes, flying blind here, but just go ahead and remember the movie. Black Widow, of course, the next clue leads her to Budapest, which she's sitting at high. Yep. So of course we get to Budapest, and if anyone's a Jethro Tull fan out there, there's a great song, "One Night in Budapest," which I recommend. Of course, I can't play it on YouTube because that'll get me zinged. But it's a fantastic song, and recommend everyone listen. It tells a great story. Jethro Tull, "One Night in Budapest." So it takes her there, and of course you've got the obligatory hero versus hero fight when they first meet. So Black Widow is going to meet her, quote unquote sister, and of course they've got that opening scene where they're pointing guns at each other, and then they have the fight. They almost kill each other. There's knives drawn. It's a really cool fight scene. Maybe a little bit jerky. You can obviously they're using stunt people and they're jumping in and out. A little tough to follow, but there were some cool moments and some great action. The people in the theater was like half full. No one was. It wasn't too crowded. It was showing was 9:30 showing in IMAX, so it's a nice big screen. So it was great. Yeah, that was the other part. It was great to actually be in the movie theater again, and actually, have that big tub of popcorn, which I shouldn't eat, and my Reese's Pieces. That was my dinner, I guess. But it's just great to be back. Back out. It's the first movie I've seen, and I didn't want Star Wars to be my last the last movie I'd seen in a theater. The last Star Wars movie, which we don't really want to talk about. That was so bad. So I looked it up. I think that was the last movie that I'd seen in a movie theater before the vid hit. So they have, of course, the obligatory fight scene between the two, quote unquote sisters, and that was another problem. Then, of course, they're best buds, again, too quickly. I thought it was, it was pretty convenient. It's like you beat the crap out of each other, you almost kill each other, and then you're on the next mission again. So the movie moves, pretty quickly. There's not a lot of standing, dialogue. There's a few scenes where they have some nice moments, but it moves from A to B to C to D pretty quickly. So of course, they're about to kill each other. Then they're reunited sisters, and why didn't you come back? Natasha, admits, eventually that she should have come back for her sister. She left her as a Black Widow, and then the bad guys, come in. They're trying to recover the serum again. So it takes you to the next fight scene and the next piece of action in the movie. So it does move along pretty quickly, but there are also some nice character moments where they get the characters get to develop and get to learn more about them and get to breathe and give their point of view. So one nice scene that I really liked was let's see if I get this picture. There's a vest that she's wearing, that she's finally free. So they go they just go to a gas station to get some burgers and fries basically. And let's see, I don't know if this picture is gonna we can see that if I blow that up, but there's a vest that's in the movie. So she's in like this gas station, and she, of course, now all these ads are gonna cover it up. There we go. So she buys this vest, and there's a great scene in the car where she's like it's got lots of pockets. I can store lots of stuff in it. And then finally Natasha's like, yeah, okay, it's a cool vest. But if you notice, this is the vest that's in that Natasha wears in Infinity War. So that was kind of a nice. She, at the end of the movie, she obviously hands this vest over to Natasha, and I have one of those like traveling vests too, which has like has a million pockets in it, and it's got so many pockets sometimes you can't find, you can feel it but you can't get the pocket open, but it's so that was a nice, there's some nice little character moments in the movie that I appreciated from the writers did add some of those nice little touches which kind of flesh out the characters. It's kind of like a classic buddy film where the two characters are arguing over over something, and it becomes a nice character moment throughout the movie. So basically the next part of the movie is then they've got to find quote unquote mom and dad, and that's where Red Guardian comes in and really steals the show again. So there's a fantastic prison scene. Let's see if I can do. Let's see, Red Guardian. Let's do a search here and see what we get with Red Guardian. So there's a fantastic scene where he's arm wrestling everyone in prison, and of course he's got super strength, so he's just toying with everyone. He can he can obviously beat everyone on a whim. I don't know why people are stupid enough to try to arm wrestle. It's like, would you try to arm wrestle Captain America? So he's been locked up in prison, left to rot away, and of course the next part of the mission is Natasha and her sister Elena come to save him with a helicopter that their Q procures. They wanted a fancy a jet or something better, but with that amount of money and time, That's all they could procure. So he's got an old Soviet. They've got an old Soviet style helicopter use. So Red Guardian's arm wrestling everyone, and he starts telling a story about Captain America and being in Ohio in the '80s, and then the guy, this big, huge, probably the biggest guy in the prison. He says, but that wasn't that in the wasn't in the '80s when Captain America was still on ice, and he whispers, "You calling me a liar?" And he gets so angry, he just snaps his arm. So it was kind of, I don't like seeing that kind of stuff, but it was fitting with his character, and he's stuck in prison, and it's they're kind of like in Repente or a Klingon prison in a wasteland, somewhere in Siberia. So it reminded me of the prison in Star Trek where Kirk is sent away. But then someone sends him a figure, a Red Guardian figure, and of course there's something in there that helps him, to know that there's a prison break. So the next scene there's a cool prison break scene, and that's the. I guess why don't I play the trailer? I shouldn't get in trouble for the trailer. Hopefully, I'll do it without volume. Let me put my overlay on here. Let's sort of show that this is a fair use, and it's all the characters owned by Marvel Comics and Disney. So let me just put this up, and I will put up my overlay, and we'll just go through the trailer a little bit too. So now we put that up. This is just for review only. I'll keep the volume off, but I don't know. You shouldn't get dinged. Well, I'll put the volume on a little bit. So yeah, it was great to see that Marvel Studios logo back on the screen again. But we did not get, spoiler. We did not get Captain America this time around. You hope for that appearance, but we didn't get Steve Rogers, unfortunately. So of course that's the death scene, and like I'm going to keep saying it over and over again, but they really should have had this movie right after Civil War. It would have been really great. It would have been perfect timing to have this out. Then so that's the prison break scene. And the other thing that was fantastic about this was the sister, Black Widow's sister, is keeps making fun of, like, oh, you're such a show off. I see you on TV and you're doing these superhero moves and the superhero landing, and of course when she sticks this landing in the helicopter, she's watching from the helicopter, and she says, there she goes again, showing off again. So that was really, those fun little, lines. I'm not, the movie wasn't an A++ movie, but at least they had some of those good lines. So Yelena had some great, character moments there, which I appreciated, and it wasn't some of the. They didn't go overboard with the comedy, is what I'm trying to say. They just had some nice character moves. It wasn't a Star Trek V where they overdid that comedy and really went way too far with the comedy. So so they have this prison break scene, which is a lot of fun, and and that's the flashback scene. That's Natasha and living in Ohio with blue hair. I know people don't like blue hair, but all the kids today have blue hair, it looks like. That's the scene where Natasha's going. Of course, this is the obligatory, the hero fight that they have. You gotta, when superheroes meet, they've got to fight, or both assassins. And this is where she buys the jacket. So that was a nice, nice character moment where they're talking about, as a Black Widow, you didn't have free will, and you had to, just do whatever you were told to, and you were actually mind controlled. There was, it was a genetic, or they explained it, a biological, mind control. So there's a scene, at the airport, and there's so they're flashing, it's flashing through the movie, but that's the escape from Ohio in the plane. And of course, the one thing that it's a minor spoiler, but it was when characters switch sides. There was a great chase scene trying to get away. So that was Citroen getting trashed there. So that's a lot of stuff in Budapest. One of the characters kind of flip flops a little bit too easily. I won't say who it is, but changing sides or changing loyalty. It's like the one character's been doing, say, scientific research on mind control the whole time. Ends up as a brilliant scientist, and all of a sudden you switch switch sides. That's the scene. This is towards the opening with Black Widow fights Taskmaster in the beginning of the movie. And then, of course, got to have the shield. Yep. So the character looks a little bit robotic. It's maybe kind of, some people are saying Power Ranger-esque, but it kind of, didn't look that bad on the big screen. Hey, Steve. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I know it's late, so thanks for giving a like, and maybe if you want to catch the rest later. But appreciate you being here, Steve. Thank you. So there's using Hawkeye's powers, to to fire an arrow, and that was the other thing my buddy pointed out that I went to see it. Of course, there's always an obligatory death fall from a building, or in this case, you've got the villain is hiding out in. It's kind of like a helicarrier. They've got their own city in the clouds, basically. And Black Widow, of course, jumps and falls through something, and conveniently there's a parachute. There's always a parachute when you need a parachute, right? When you're jumping out of a tall building in an aircraft, or let's see if I go back here. They don't show where she grabbed, but she falls through. There's an explosion, and then she actually falls through another ship or another plane, and that I think that this plane up here she fell through, or. It's always great. I wish I had that as a superpower. If I ever need a parachute, the one will appear. So that that was kind of convenient. It would have been better, like my friend said, if she had known what was happening and then saw the parachute and grabbed it. But hey, it's a comic book movie with space wizards and gods and people that cling to walls. So, but it was it was a pretty cool scene, and Taskmaster's obviously after the gang. This is back to Budapest, and of course this is a cool, well done scene right here. But one part I always find funny, and this is critiquing a lot of movies in general. There's a chase. There's 20 people after Widow and Yelena here, and then they have a nice character moment for 2 or 3 minutes where the chase is suddenly suspended, and this is happening. Most movies where they had to have the characters needed dialogue, and something happens between these characters, and it's convenient where the chase kind of stops while they share that character moment for 30 seconds to a minute, and they discuss something, and meanwhile there's 30 people in the building back here, and just falling across the pipe to the other building, that stops everyone else. But then, of course, the chase is back on again. So there's more of Taskmaster. That was really cool scene. Of course, they're giving it away in the trailer, but they're falling and they're fighting on this debris that's falling down. I don't know the physics behind that, but that was just a really cool shot, and it looks. I mean, as growing up as a comic book fan, this looks it looks so real. Oh, hey, I didn't see that. Dadman's here too. Yep. It's. Like the old time for Art Bell. Yeah, I'm a late night person, and normally what I do when I come back, in the old days when I'd see a movie, I'd go look at all the review sites and the people that I followed, and now with YouTube I can hop on and give an instant review, which is great. So yeah, there's no I won't talk about aliens, I promise. There were no aliens in this movie, but that was a really cool, really well. It looks real. It's amazing. So. That's a stylized Widow there. Yeah. So, overall, I'd say I'd give it maybe a 7 or 8 out of 10. So I thought, being back in the movie theater was great. People criticize the end act, but it's always tough to close down a movie. That third act, like an Iron Man. I always thought the original Iron Man, as good as the origin is and everything else is, the ending is kind of little. You got to fight the big bad in the end, right? But what really sets this movie apart was there's a scene in the farmhouse, where one of the where quote unquote mom lives, and the characters have a reunion, and Red Guardian just steals the show again. He's just so one of the trailers had him. The suit still fits, so he's putting the suit back on, and trying to squeeze into the suit, which is my line is I say I'm dimensionally challenged, so that's he was dimensionally challenged and trying to get back into the into the red Guardian suit. And there's another fun line where Yelena mentions, you just want to be Crimson Dynamo again. So we all know Crimson Dynamo was like the Iron Man. And he's like, no, it was Red Guardian. And they messed up Anton Vanko's character in Iron Man 2 with Mickey Rourke. They kind of mishmashed two characters together. But that was a fun moment. And there's this. Yelena loves Bye Bye American Pie by Don McLean, which I won't sing because then I'll lose any viewers that I have. But they start to sing that song, and there's they come to realize that even though they're together for 3 years, they were family, and they sit down to have a drink and have dinner, and they start bickering, and the Rachel Weisz, the mom, she said, Scarlet, she goes to Black Widow, or she says, you're slouching. She immediately goes back to mom mode. So it was, there's a good chemistry between the actors in this movie. It's it's believable. They're a believable group, that when they're together, and that there's little scenes like that which I thought add a nice touch to the movie. So I thought that dinner scene was, pretty funny. It's also touching because then Yelena, Black Widow, finds out, obviously she knows it's not her real mom and dad, not her real sister, but to her she was younger. Much younger, so for her that was a real family. And then she, it's a touching scene where she finds out, she's like, the best part of my life was actually not real, it was imaginary. But in the end they find out, or they realize together that they really were a family, and were good together. So that part I think probably was the best character development in the movie. It was a nice scene. Man, this is late. Yep, not too late, right? But I'll give you guys a few more minutes, and we'll cut out because I guess everyone's gotta get to bed. But that was a touching scene in the movie. I thought that was really, really nice. So let's see. I think if there was another. Let's see if this trailer. Let's go through this trailer. Let's go. I got the Geico ad, which is great. Everyone get Geico insurance. Everyone loves that lizard, right? There's good character moments, and then the end of the movie. There's a couple reveals, and I think there's the trailer park that she's in, or trailer that she's living in, as the hideaway. There's the prison scene again, which everyone has seen. You've got William Hurt as General Ross in it, which is good. I'm wondering if he's ever going to turn into Red Hulk. We'll see down the line if they go that route with the character. Let's see what we've got here. We've got Budapest again. More explosions. I don't know how these people survive. I guess they're superheroes that can survive these explosions. Cool shield. Yep. course, his shield doesn't boomerang back. It always seems to get stuck. So this is Taskmaster's, I guess studying all the different fighting styles, and learning the fighting styles and trying to copy. There's the Black Widow Academy. Now, the other thing they didn't really explain is they kind of say that girls are discarded or women are discarded. It didn't make sense. That they were, why are all the Black Widows females? I mean, that didn't make. Obviously, it's in the comic books, but their explanation wasn't that good. Originally, I think it was Clobberin Times is here to explain the history better, but I think they were just using them as undercover, double agents. So it was the reason they were using women to infiltrate. But in this movie, they're trying to say women are discarded, but I'm sure there's just as quote unquote many unfortunately guys that are young orphans and on both sides. So that was kind of weak, but they just explained they're all brainwashed and trained assassins, and they're doing what the quote unquote Bond villain will say, who's behind all of this in the movie. So there's more Budapest and some good scenes there. Of course, our heroes never get hit too. That's kind of like the A-Team, where you don't get you don't get hit. The bullets, there's thousands of bullets and everything flying around, but our heroes don't get hit, of course. But that's pretty much every movie. So there's Red Guardian with his outfit, and there was some nice scenes at the end and some good plot twists, and of course there's the fight with Taskmaster and Red Guardian. The motorcycle scenes were good, well done, and it's a Marvel movie, so it's they're spending a lot of money on these movies, and the stunts are top notch, the fight scenes are top notch, the camera work's top notch. So maybe Taskmaster looks a little bit too robotic, I guess, but on the movie screen it wasn't. I thought it played pretty well there. So that's Widow in the end. Yep. So there's something funny that happens after he throws the shield that I won't mention, and then of course we got that cool scene again with Widow flying down. So and of course conveniently getting that parachute. Here's the dinner scene. Yep. So I'm glad I actually didn't watch this. Hopefully I'm not ruining the movie for you guys, but I'm glad I didn't watch much going into it. And of course the scuttle, the word on the street was this was going to be not a great movie, and Scarlett said she was objectified as Black Widow. The one thing I have to say that was I only noticed that after. Her Scarlett Johansson's costume is much tighter than Yolanda's costume. So I don't know if that was someone forcing that on her or what. But if you look at, let's see if I can find the characters. Like it's tough for you can see that said here, but her costume was much. It's more like a suit or a jumpsuit, and Scarlett Johansson's suit is basically skin tight like the other characters. So I don't know if that was a choice, who gets to decide that, but it was, and the only reason I noticed that was because of, the comments that Scarlett Johansson had made that, Black Widow had been objectified, but, it was, I think the males are also objectified, right? We also had, Captain America's ass, quote unquote, by, Steve Rogers' joke that everyone laughed at. So, the superheroes are, always, perfect shape and look fantastic. And, you look up, I'd say look up to them. But yeah, as a kid, you look up to them, but you say this is, that's why they're superheroes. That's why they're so special, they're not out of shape, characters, fighting crime and doing all these fantastic stunts and fight scenes. You got to be in shape to do this stuff. So unless you're Blob and you've got got the powers of Blob, I guess. But let's see if we got. Let me Google Yelena here. Let's see if I get see her costume. So I mean, it's something you really wouldn't notice, but because of what the scuttlebutt before the movie, then let's see if her, so it's more like a jumpsuit, I guess, or a combat suit, almost more like a Steve Rogers suit. And there's her vest. I guess we're gonna see a lot of people cosplaying this, which will be fun. With the, sure they're gonna sell this vest or make this vest. Yep. The Blob had a perfect shape, only round, right? Yeah. So yeah, I was a dimensionally challenged kid, so yeah, I sympathize with the Blob, although not his evil actions, but yeah. So and of course you got Scarlet. Was a gorgeous woman who's. That's one reason you go to the movies, right? You want to look at these gorgeous actors and actresses, on whatever floats your boat. Of course, then we got Red Guardian. Okay, they're doing the Fat Thor thing a little bit there, but my view, it wasn't as bad as Thor, because he was wasted away in prison. He said he's sent to prison for life. So it's not like he was working out in prison. He's got superpowers too, so he's got naturally has super strength. So I guess why work out if you've got super strength, right? So and part of the facet of Black Widow's character is a spy. She was always a sexy spy, and women use their wiles, to get into places and to use that, to go undercover. So that's been one of the spy tropes. I guess that's probably not going to be a popular thing to talk about, or have a character that can do that. But these days, unfortunately. But the movie, the woke-o-meter, whatever you want to call it, maybe I noticed a few lines that but I didn't see anything that was quote unquote woke or a message, or I guess today when you see a movie, you kind of look for that or notice that. But it wasn't. There was no Doctor Who plastics message. If people have suffered through the new Doctor Who and been lectured by Jodie Whittaker, just in your face, versus like Star Trek with an allegory, where they have a political message in Star Trek, but they're showing an allegory, and you can take that and interpret it many different ways. Yeah. So Eric Kay saying they should have done her movie 15 years ago when she was at full hotness. Yeah. She still ain't bad looking, but yeah, that was. I was thinking about that too, because some of the flashbacks, when they go back, so they obviously had a different actress playing her as a kid. This is great since I'm doing dishes now. Better Black Widow than Tiki Dolls. Yeah. Lock your ovens. If anyone's seen Dad Man Walking, that's a trilogy of terror. If you've everyone go watch Trilogy of Terror if you haven't. And there's a tiki doll that goes on the rampage in that movie, and there's an ovens play into that. So yeah, always keep your oven locked, Dadman. That's my joke with Dadman. Yep. So yeah, I mean, superheroes are drawn. They're drawn that way, right? I mean, you've got a few fat superheroes, but the guys aren't drawn fat and out of shape either, unless recently we've had that. Yep. I guess. Oh, on eBay already. Look, they've got Yelena cosplay jumpsuit already for sale. So I'm hopefully going to be at New York Comic Con next. I guess is it this year or it's this? Tickets are going on sale soon, so it'll be good to be back there and actually see people in person. So we'll see how many Yelenas we have. And the white was pretty cool. I liked those white outfits. They looked really good. Yep. So let's see if we do Black Widow, just to compare the costumes. Yep. So Black Widow. Let's do Scarlett Johansson. Or let's see. I'm sure I'll show movie pictures first, but let's see here. Yeah. So her Unless Scarlett was complaining about her outfit, maybe. I mean, yeah. See how her outfit's a much tighter and form-fitting outfit. So, maybe maybe there's a point to that. Why shouldn't both characters have the same outfit, or does that'd be interesting to see. Yep. So at full hotness and not dead. Yeah, yeah. That's the other thing. The character's dead. So, yeah. Dadman's got his my back is out now and it's sealed shut. LOL. Yep. Oh, hey, Agent Decibel. Thanks for dropping by. Glad you're here. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yep. So we're talking about superhero outfits, and yeah, Scarlett's got that much tighter outfit, showing her assets, shall we say, versus her sister Yelena. Well, here's a picture. You can kind of see the difference here. So yeah, I guess if maybe she doesn't want to wear an outfit like that. I mean, I don't know. So but if I think she's a big enough star now, if she didn't want to wear an outfit like that, then I would hope that she wouldn't wouldn't have to. But that's what we like, the fantasy, we like escaping, and we like going to these movies and watching watching these superheroes and villains and characters and run around and do crazy things, and at least I'm glad when the X-Men first came out, they made jokes about wearing spandex and not wearing the costumes, and I think for the most part they've done a good nice job with the costumes. Thor they pulled off, Loki looks fantastic, Black Widow always looked great, I thought. Of course Iron Man, Iron Man's easy to do because it's a suit of armor. But yeah, I think Spider-Man's been mostly good, I would say. Sometimes they try to overdo Spider-Man. I think they should just simplify the characters. They try to Spider-Man's costume is so iconic. They try to add too many things to it, or make it make it a little bit too complicated. Just like leave that classic Spidey design. I think the first Spider-Man movie probably had it the best. Yep. Killer redheads, my kind of woman. Yep. I agree with you there, Agent Decibel. Yep. I'm preferential to redheads. We'll say too. I guess that's always been a weak point or a strong point, whatever you want to say. But yeah, I've always had a thing for redheads. So yeah, unfortunately, we've had a lot of redheads being swapped out for different characters. I think the latest character that's getting swapped out. I'll do a search off. I should always do the search off sides off the screen just in case. But She-Hulk, I think the girl that was in Jamila Jamil is playing Titania. Let me see if I can Google Titania here. So she's a fantastic actress. I thought she was in The Good Place. Really fun actress. Good, and she's I think she's really tall too and big. So she's physically she's probably big enough to do the role. But she's going to be Titania in She-Hulk. So this is Titania here, which the classic redhead, right? Let's see if we Google. So let me go back to her page. Here's Jamil. Hopefully I'm saying her name right, but yeah, very pretty lady, gorgeous, but obviously not a redhead. So they're swapping her character on She-Hulk, and this was Titania. So let's see if we click on Titania again. I guess I just had the one picture. Let's just do a search for Titania. Come on, Google, give me some more images. Yeah, but the classic, classic redhead. And I think, let's do Marvel Comics. So I think that, maybe one reason, with the 4-color process, redheads really stood out. But now they seem to be, Jimmy Olsen's not a redhead anymore. There's a whole list of characters. Yep. Yep, Clobberin, up late. Yep. if you wanna hop in for a few minutes, I'm just gonna go for a few more minutes. But if you wanna hop in, that would be great. The link was in the messenger. I think I put in messenger. So if you wanna hop in, or anyone else who wants to hop in, Eric K, if you wanna hop in, or anyone else, let me know. I'll shoot out the link and hop in for a few minutes. It'd be good to talk to people. Yep. So Agent Death, I have one rule with women: if you can take me, you can have me. Yeah, if you can. That's a good rule, right? Yeah. So yeah, here's Titania cosplay. Wow, that's pretty good. So yeah, so they're swapping out that character. So there is a swap. Here we go. Mike is here. Great. Let me add Mike to the. Hey, Mike.
Hey, man.
Great to have you on. How you doing?
What's going on, dude? If I'd known you were on, I'm here. I'm echoing. You all right?
Yeah. No. Here we go. I switched now. The echo should be gone. I think.
Okay.
Hopefully, I had my speakers on and. No, we don't.
Gotcha.
I didn't plan this. I was at the movie theater and I'm like, usually I was saying before, I usually stay up and just read all the reviews. And I used to read Ain't Cool News and some other websites. Back before YouTube days, and I said, well, wait a minute, I can go on my channel and give
Yes, you can.
I can give an instant review.
Well, great. There you go, man. How's it going? What's up?
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, I really liked the movie. I thought it was really good.
I haven't seen it yet, so
yeah,
I don't know if I'm ever gonna give it a go, but
yeah,
I don't know if I'll go, but but
well, I'd say it's worth going to see in the movie theater. I got my big tub of popcorn, I got my Reese's Pieces. Usually I throw the Reese's Pieces in, but my friend doesn't like that. I've had Jed's here. Let me add Jed in. Yep. Hey, Jed. Hey, how's it going?
Just got off the Thursday night throwdown, so.
Oh, okay. Yep. Welcome. Yep. So I was just explaining to Mike. I think this is worth seeing in the movie theater.
I've already skimmed through it. So.
Yeah, I had fun. It was good to be in the movie theater. I was saying I usually throw my Reese's Pieces in with my popcorn, but I've had a buddy that we've seen every Marvel movie opening night together with. How many Marvel movies are there? 24, 25? Or what are they
now
up to?
the number is now debatable, but
yeah, it is.
Yeah, but at least 20. So we've had a tradition going.
Yeah, 23 was the number until theatrically released under the so-called MCU, now MCU, but that would be 24 then.
24. Yep. Well, this was definitely a MCU movie. There were a lot of cute women in this movie, so I won't. But there wasn't.
I know what they did to Taskmaster, so that's kind of a deal breaker for me.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't want to give that spoiler out because if people want to
say it,
I know it. No, but
dude, it's already out.
I know.
Everybody already knows.
I know. Well, I just for people watching, if you didn't, that was probably the biggest, reveal in the movie. So, I guess I'm more of. I guess you view things now with this lens through everything. If this had happened 15 or 20 years ago, I might not have thought that much about it. And it did kind of fit in with the movie in terms of what the story they were trying to tell. I didn't think there was a big agenda to it. If you read between, I guess maybe I'm just being, a little. You could say I'm being a little bit too, nice or naive, or maybe that's. Just I'd like to think that the person writing the script, that's what they decided that helped them tell the story. Although I don't like what they did. I don't like what they did to the character. That's why I said that before. It's I don't know why they could have had. Well, I guess if anyone doesn't want to know, we'll talk about it now. I guess everyone's had fair warning. But so Taskmaster actually turns out to be the daughter of the big bad that Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow, thinks that she is killed. So throughout the whole movie, you think Taskmaster is a man. The build of the character, they had to have had the character had to have been played by a male in the suit. It was definitely not a female in the suit. I mean, I could be wrong, but there's a reveal at the end where they pull away, and the the body, the character looks a lot different. It was a kind of a Darth Vader kind of scene. I wanted to crack a joke to my friend, like, let me see you with my eyes for one last time, because the helmet comes off and there's a reveal at the end, and I was going to make a bad Darth Vader joke, and you couldn't breathe without the helmet on. But that's, I guess. Well, what do you guys think? I mean, Clobber, you're saying that's a deal breaker for you.
I don't know. Not saying I wouldn't sit through it or watch it, but I'm not so sure I want to go to a theater.
Yeah.
Well, you got to pay $30 if you want to see it, brother. And I just.
I'm not going to pay that either.
I'll help you out later on.
Hey, Janet from another planet. Good to see you.
Hey, Janet. I'm looking at the prices now, and they've gone up. And even a daytime feature at 12 p.m. at a theater near me. For down here now, for up where you are, Mark, I know it's far more expensive, but
yeah,
for down here, it's $11.
Yeah. So up my way on the ridiculous Northeast, since we've got high cost of living here, there's an IMAX theater, and it's really like a kind of a fake IMAX, which kind of gets me mad. But it's like maybe like a half size IMAX theater at AMC, but the movie theater's clean, and it's the one I go to. I really really like it. But the tickets were $18 to see the movie. $18, yep. And then I joined
it was more than that, actually.
Yeah, it was $18, and then of course your popcorn is what, $10 now or $8? I don't even remember what the popcorn is. Yep. And
$6 tomorrow at a different theater.
Well, $6. I'd go for $6. Yeah. Of course, you get like this fancy movie theater with the seats are okay, but and then right. I pay for like the Stub Club card. You pay $10 a year, and you get I get like $3 off, so the tickets are like $15. But still, and then they have a Dolby theater, which is amazing. They have a Dolby theater, and there's reclining seats, and you're kind of separated from everyone. And, of course, now you can reserve your seats, too, which is great. But I think that's even... Let me see what the prices are.
Yeah, you can reserve them now at most places. I mean, and look, the $6 ones, that's 10 a.m. and 10:35 a.m. in the morning I could go.
Oh, okay,
$6.
Yeah.
Which is better than paying $30 online, which is ridiculous.
Oh, God, $30, yeah. So let me see what... see what the costs, yeah, but you get that movie experience, but if you want to take a family to see a movie, there's
right.
a lot of tough times for people right now too. So it's it's not it's not easy. Of course, seeing a movie is cheaper than going to back in the day we'd go to a ball game, you could get in the bleachers or get like $5 seats or $10, $20 seats. Those days are long gone. So I don't know what.
Yeah, they're gone.
Yeah, I mean, what do you pay for like a football game now? I don't even want to ask.
If I want to go to a football game, I just get my buddy to give me tickets. So.
Yeah, but what does a football game cost? What do you think? I know Clobber, you're not going anymore, right? Unfortunately,
I haven't
but
paid for a football game in years.
But it's got to be $100 minimum, right, to get to a football game?
If you
per ticket.
Well, a ticket, sometimes they're anywhere from $50 to $100 or more.
Well, yes, probably, and especially because if you're in a stadium where ticket sales are you can't buy a ticket, but they're sold out forever.
Yep.
You have to buy from the scalper. It's ridiculous.
It's outside, and they're on the other side of the street because they push the scalpers to the other side of the street now, but they can still do it over there.
Yeah.
So. That's like when the Suns are playing down at where they're at, the scalpers are on the other side. If you can't get a ticket, they give you a ticket cheaper. Like if you go in there at halftime, the ticket's going to be cheaper. They'll take a loss. You can still go in there at halftime and watch the finals game. I've done that.
Yeah. People, I know people who do that too. But what I'm saying is, it's not like the old days where you could go to especially baseball. Baseball used to be the most affordable sport. And and then you could see that
even going to a Diamondbacks game now is ridiculous. So
so it's a shame, and I guess going to a movie is probably the last quote unquote cheap cheap family thing that you can do, right? I mean, I guess, and even that's so I was looking at that, and it was it was $19-20 to go to a movie, and they did have some the matinee was $13. So of course, unfortunately, things are expensive here. But I love going to see these movies in a movie theater. You just have a decent TV at home and a good stereo, but you get that movie experience. And like the crowd was about half full on opening night.
Okay.
So
I've gotten this, and we were just talking about this on Comics' channel. How many people was it half full? Because I've gotten he got told that there was like 3 people in the theater, and I got told from 3 other people that there was like 2 or 3 people in the theater when they went.
How many people? How many when you went, Mark?
Well, here, let me show you the movie theater that I went to. I'll show you the seating charts. I think probably like, let's see, how many seats are in this movie theater? There's how many rows
Mike,
are there?
I'm
1, 2,
they're
3,
doing
4,
that,
5,
finagling
6.
what they did with Captain Marvel again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So
Probably. I mean,
Yeah.
mhm.
But they've got how many? I'm counting across here in this movie theater. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Hey, Retro, what's
like
up, bro?
20. So maybe 20 across, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 20 times 8, 160. I'm guessing probably like 200 and 250 in the movie theater. Well, this is the one with the recliners. Let's see what they got for the.
There was no way there was like 200 in that movie theater, dude.
Well, that one's
No
this one's the. Let's see, select seats.
I mean, that's a big area.
That's a big
area up there.
Yeah.
Community up there. I can believe it. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, I didn't like it, Retro, but Mark did. So
Yeah, I liked it, Retro. I thought it was fun.
I didn't like it. And
Well,
I
you
didn't
didn't
have
watch
to
it
go
yet.
pay.
You didn't see it though. You got to see it.
Yes, I did, because I got slip something, and I skimmed through
I thought you
it.
just
Yeah.
said you skimmed it.
I skimmed through it means I skimmed through the movie, so I wouldn't waste hour and a half or however long it is.
But that means you didn't watch it.
Yeah, I did. I did watch it. I watched it.
You watch
and I
on
got
fast
bored.
forward.
Yeah, it's 2 hours and 13 minutes. I don't want to waste, like, Loki's bad enough. Like, it was.
I thought it moved pretty fast for me.
Yeah, I love you, Mark, but that movie was bad. They should have came out with this thing like 10 years
Yeah,
ago.
but if you got to do a whole film and see it all before you can make a judgment on it.
So,
Yeah, I was going into it thinking it would be horrible too. So, I even though I was saying before, I stayed away from the reviews and tried to. I try to go and make up my own mind
I may
and
go
see.
back and try to rewatch it, but from everything that I saw,
Well,
I
there's some.
was just,
Well, you weren't here. You weren't here in the beginning. What I was, both of you guys, what I was saying. But there were some really nice character moments that they wrote into this, with Yelena's character and the family. The quote unquote fake family.
And there's also parts they did, Mike, and I did see this because I watched somebody else on YouTube. They went through and got all the thing. There was a part. Do you know that part where she comes out of the spaceship or whatever that thing was at the end? Where she comes flying down.
Like Fortnite. Like Fortnite.
Yeah, like Fortnite, where she's flying down. Well, that was from one of the comics. That was a scene took from the comics. They did take some scenes from the comics. I gotta give them that. They did try to put
scene was
some
cool.
comic book panels into the movie. I was shocked they did, but but they did. But a lot of it was just boring. Just come on, get to the action. Like,
yeah, I didn't have that, but I mean, each his own. I thought it moved pretty quick, but part of the excitement was being back in the movie theater too. But Agent Decibel's got a question. Yeah, sorry, I put that up. We didn't answer. Yeah, was the villain believable? I thought it was almost like a Bond villain, like a Blumfeld. A Bond villain.
If
Blofeld,
you
thank you. Yep.
Go and watch the movie. It's kind of easy to figure out who it is.
Yeah.
It's super easy because they do the same thing throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell who it is, halfway through the movie because they do the same things. And then when you come up on the person at the end, you're like, oh, yeah, I know who it is now.
Yeah. a lot of movies are guilty of that, so I cut him some slack for that. But I thought the villain was relatively believable. It wasn't, I mean, I think one of the reasons why Avengers works so well is because Loki is such a fantastic villain. I mean, and Hiddleston, Hiddleston is amazing actor. So, you were scared to death of him, and saying words, but he was a believable villain in Avengers, and you got to have a good villain to make the movie work. Like the Fantastic Four, the movies, they had horrible villains in those two movies. And they had some of, like we talked about before, Ben and Johnny were right, but Doctor Doom was a huge, massive miss. With the guy from Nip Tuck, it was Julian. What was his name?
Yeah,
Julian. Right. No. The guy, I'm sure, is a good actor.
Yeah,
but,
he's a good actor. I've seen him in other stuff, but he just didn't fit Doom. I would say I preached that from the choir since it started.
Yeah, he didn't fit Doom, and he
didn't fit Doom.
And the writing too. I guess if there was good writing, would have fit. But the villain, Taskmaster, was scary. I mean, in the movie, it's kind of like the character's kind of like a Terminator character. So that's why. Let's see if I Google. See if I see some pictures.
Just a second. Hey, Eric, get a hold of me on Discord. Okay.
I don't know. For $6, I'm tempted to go just bite the bullet and watch it.
So.
I'd say it's worth it just to get the good popcorn again.
Yeah, I love me some popcorn. That's probably what I'll take away from most of it. Enjoying some popcorn.
Well, you know what they've been doing
$20
out here?
popcorn.
Yeah.
You know what they've been doing out here? They've been selling the big bags of popcorn from our Harkinses out here, and they've been selling them. It's a 10-pound thing of popcorn. And you can just go and get it at home. So.
It's not the movie
you can
theater.
just take it home.
Yeah.
And just
not the same as sitting in the movie theater and eating it.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
But,
And then you throw your candy in there. Yep. So Janet's saying she trusts others to watch it for me. Yep. With a smiley face. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, Retro, you're not going to like who the 14th Doctor is going to be. So.
Tom Hiddleston.
Like what?
Tom Hiddleston for the 14th Doctor.
Yeah. I would not mind, but I know I've heard and I've actually seen one or two of the few names. So.
Yeah, but it's not really the 14th Doctor, isn't it? The 1400th Doctor now, according to what 14 million. What knew who was done to the character. I mean, that's talk about a character travesty. I mean, Taskmaster. They, gender swap the character, but it's a little bit the same. The same powers, I guess. It's totally different origin, obviously, and but the character was a scary character, and it. I don't know why they don't call the character Taskmaster, maybe, right? Wasn't there a character Mimic? Who did Hawkeye dress as? Or was it Ronan? Who was the character? Michael. Clobberin Times no instantly. But was there another character that could mimic powers or mimic fighting styles in the Marvel universe?
In Marvel?
In Marvel, yeah. Or was my comic book brain scrambled?
Well, I mean, I always thought it was Taskmaster that did that. There may have been a later one
there was a later character. Was it Ronan? Or I'm trying to. Yeah, I'll Google it.
Mimic was a different. I mean, I don't think Mimic did that. The thing I'm thinking of Mimic is the X-Men villain.
Yeah, there was trying to think of the character. So someone in the chat can find it, or maybe just be my. I've got too many comics in my collection, so they all kind of mush together after a while.
Oh, I hear you do.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll wait a week and not go the first week and not give them anything, and then go.
Yeah, and go see it. Yeah.
Oh, it looks like Janet's from my neck of the woods. That's right. So yeah. Remember, they could. You can get it. Yeah, even in some of the ones down here, you can. Janet, you can get a. I'm trying to think of what theaters they have in Metairie now. They don't have Lakeside anymore, do they? What do you? Oh, you have. I'm trying to think what. Oh, no, that's right. You don't. I know of theaters in Kenner. I'm not sure what they have in Lakeside. Oh, yeah, Clearview. That's right. That's Clearview.
Well, the Alamo Draft House was that the first movie theater that had alcohol and probably maybe other ones did it, but maybe they became famous.
I don't know if they were the first, but I know of them. We were supposed to get one of those down here, and we didn't. We got this thing called Movie Tavern, which is a ripoff of it.
Oh, we got one of those places down here, but I think it closed down because of all the bullshit.
Well, yeah.
Where you could have a dinner and drinks and watch movies.
Yeah,
So,
that's
I was thinking of Clearview there, Pat S. Hey, Pat S.
so yeah. Hey, Pat. Hey, Pat, where the hell were you? You weren't over there at Comics Stream.
Pat.
Yeah, I was wondering where he was at.
yeah. Jan says,
Popcorn is good. So, what are you gonna say?
oh, Jan was saying Ronan from Marvel. So, Hawkeye pretends to be
Hawkeye
Ronan.
was pretending to be Ronan, yeah.
Yeah, but
Dude, yeah.
it's with an
Like
I, I
this.
think Ronan.
Ronan, yeah.
And now, did that character
R-I.
could that character mimic abilities, or maybe I'm thinking of a Daredevil
That's
character.
Hawkeye, dude.
No, I know, but
Ronan and Hawkeye are the same thing.
but there was another point
Yeah,
in the comics. There was a different Ronan at one point. I thought there was
Okay.
and then I also thought maybe it's a Daredevil character that could fight like copy styles. There was maybe it's an obscure character I just remember reading, or one of those characters was just in a few issues or something.
Bullseye? No.
Well, yeah, but,
What,
Nah.
they're gonna put the bullseye in his head and
Yeah.
fucking Electra.
yeah.
Yeah, Ronan the Accuser is different from the Ronan.
Yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah.
Ronan the Accuser and Ronan, that was
Two different
Clint,
ones.
Hawkeye,
Ronan.
Yeah.
two different people.
Yeah, let me put Ronan up here. Yeah, Ronan.
Also, not to be confused with Frank Miller's Ronan, but that was DC.
Yeah, so
yeah.
Or Robert
different.
De Niro's Ronan.
yeah, but I actually got to go to the theater when it was out here. We got to see Back to the Future and what was it, Flash Gordon. It was a double feature. I got to see Back to the Future and Flash
that's
Gordon.
great,
It was freaking on. I got to have like some alcohol and I got to eat a thick ass cheeseburger.
All right,
and all this other
sorry,
shit.
Jed. I'm not crazy. I did read this. Yeah, Maya Lopez. They also call me Echo. So yeah, Echo. Yeah, so her power, she could mimic. It was fighting Daredevil. And I think here. So she was fighting, and she also took up the mantle of Ronan. So all right. So I'm not totally losing
Must
it.
be modern
Clint-
stuff.
It's modern.
It's the
Yeah.
modern
there
bullshit
you go.
shit that we don't never
Yeah.
read no more.
Modern crap.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they call her Echo. Yeah, and so she was fighting. All right, so phew. I sometimes I think I'm going nuts.
No.
No, we didn't know
That
about
happens,
it
man.
because me and Mike
No.
don't read the recent shit. So
Yeah, no,
you're
that's
the
okay.
one that read. You're the
You have
one
a
that
pull
reads
list.
that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I still have a poll list. Yeah, so I was
Yeah, he
trying
has
to.
a pull list. So
Yep.
yeah, me and Mike don't read that shit no more.
Oh, Janet, you've read the Pre-Scroll War? Good. Greatness.
Yeah.
Classic.
Pre-Skull War is freaking awesome, Janet.
Pre-Scroll War.
Yeah.
Greatness.
Yeah.
No, it's good stuff. Yeah. So okay, so this, and then there's a tie-in at the end of this movie. Spoilers: Natasha is still dead, unfortunately. Or fortunate,
Yeah.
I shouldn't say for
But
they
they
leave-
bat Madam
'cause there's-
Hydra in. Yeah, they bat
Yeah.
Madam Hydra in.
So-
their
I heard something about
section.
the after credit sequence is a
Yeah,
flashback
that's-
or something.
yeah.
Well,
There's
yeah.
well, it's not really I think it's a flash forward actually, because it's tied in to Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Madam Hydra.
Well, Madam
Okay,
Hydra's
yeah.
like, well, we
Julie
need more
Louis-Dreyfus.
people like with you and all this other bullshit. I think she's either going to try to set up the Secret Avengers, or the Dark Avengers, or the
Oh, okay.
Thunderbolts. So
Probably Thunderbolts or some.
Yeah.
that's
some
what I'm
hybrid.
thinking. It's either Thunderbolts or the Dark Avengers. So
That sucks.
Yeah.
yeah.
The Thunderbolts is one of the best comics I've ever read, and as an intro
Dude,
to the character,
I will
that
say
first
this, the first 12 issues of Thunderbolts was freaking excellent.
and I
Okay.
think the Thunderbolts started in Hulk. I think.
Yeah,
I
because I
think,
got that.
yeah.
I got that. I was at Comic-Con and I got it, and like it's a good amount. I think it's worth a good amount of money now. So.
Well, it's going to go up now if they appear again. But let's see.
Oh yeah, and I got the
first
whole,
appearance. Yeah, the Hulk, Incredible Hulk,
yeah,
449.
I got that. I have that, and
Which
I
is
like
weird
because
'cause-
I was, yeah.
Well, which is weird
Go
because
ahead,
Busiek. No, I was gonna say Busiek didn't really write Hulk that much, but he created them and he wrote their regular series.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't ever like Mark Bagley too much. I mean, it was a good comic, okay, but Busiek was kind of. I don't know if he was. I wouldn't say he was half-assing it, but I never was big on Thunderbolts. And
$1,700. Sorry, Clobberin.
What?
$1,700.
Dude,
Key
that's
collect-
if you slab it. Look.
Key
Well,
collectors.
maybe I should slab mine.
Yeah, but even not slabs, look at the stupid price on it.
Holy!
Yeah, like 3-6. Dude, we got some. Look at that one right there.
Please do not
2,000.
tell Mrs. D, if you're watching
Dude,
this
dude.
video. It's
I got 2 copies of this in my box
Hold-
over here.
oh wait, I gotta check my collection. I have to have that. I remember reading that. So let me check. I'm gonna
and
check
then
my
I
comic
have the
book
whole
database.
First 12 issues of Thunderbolts.
The
Too, so.
Thunderbolt's gonna be all chicks.
Oh, dude, I wouldn't put it past him, dude.
Well, I mean,
I
Zemo.
wouldn't put it past him.
Zemo is a dude right now, but we don't know if that'll change.
Yeah. Well, it is going to become the MCU, so, you know.
But here's
Yeah.
the original.
Hey, Mike,
The original
what do you think?
characters,
do
yeah.
you think,
Huh?
fucking, what was that? Her daughter, her granddaughter. Do you think that's a Skrull?
Who's their granddaughter?
She was in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh, Sharon Carter.
Yeah, do you think
Sharon-
Carter? I think Sharon Carter.
Everyone
is a
seems to
Skrull.
think that, and because she was evil.
I think she's a Skrull, dude.
That's what everyone seems to think. That's why I almost think she isn't.
I hope she is, because she
You
was
think
totally
it's
was
do you
totally
think
out of character.
It's a misdirection on purpose.
Nah, I mean that's probably what it is. I got to go with the crowd and say that's probably what it is, but that doesn't mean anything. I mean, it doesn't mean it's going to turn out that way. All I know is when an alligator's the best character, an alligator and an old Richard E. Grant are the best characters on your show, you got problems. That's another story.
Oh no. Oh, and I gotta do this because I gotta represent because the Suns won Game 2 of the NBA Finals tonight.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
My relatives out in Phoenix are gonna be happy.
I never was big on Mark Bagley's art. That was just me. I don't know
Yeah.
why people liked it so much. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Fat
don't-
ass is like goes on silly.
449. Let's see if I have.
You don't? Do you have for?
Oh, I have 449. Yep.
How many copies?
Oh, just the one
20.
copy, and they're saying it's 50. See, my comic book program, they're saying it's only worth $52.
Oh, that's bullshit, dude.
So I guess.
Yeah, but how
That's
old is that? Because key collectors have already probably started to jack up the speculation that they're going to be an MCU show or movie or whatever,
Yep.
and that is all it takes to drive the stupid price up artificially for a few years.
Yeah, and it just drives it totally.
Right. I
Yeah.
mean, you know,
Totally.
what if it was that something there was a Thunderbolts title?
Yeah, it's been years, right?
Thunderbolts haven't been around for years, dude.
How long did their title initially last? I mean, not long. I mean,
It
it's not
was
like, you
in
know,
'97. It started in '97, and
Right.
then after that first 12 issues, they kind of went.
well, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So they're not big. They're gonna, but as soon as someone gets whiff of, they're going to do a movie,
Yeah,
and that's what
Yeah.
they think, or a show, whatever it's going to be.
dude. Well, yeah, our comics are going to go up a bit, then, Mark. So.
Key collectors,
A bit.
they run
Yeah.
everything.
Well,
Well,
I got all that shit when it first came out, so.
So here's. Let me see if I can get this onto the screen
that
here.
was
This
back
is the.
when I was still collecting modern comics.
How
so.
to date is this?
Well, this is it's called Comic Base, and so it's up to date. You know, I check the internet. I do check for updates, so it's
Mhm.
weekly updates.
Mhm.
So let's see if it's. I think I just did the update last week. So the blue are the titles that I have in my collection, and if you hover here, then it'll show you the. It'll show you
Pat,
the
stop
cover.
your
So that's the first.
silliness.
Diodato.
He's
I don't know.
like, check
Never-
Wizard, best prices in town.
I never liked
Shut
Diodato
up,
either.
Pat.
Yeah. So that's introducing the Thunder, and that was a great reveal that you ended up. Spoiler alert! This is what issue was year 1997.
This is
So
that was-
97.
Yeah, so that was they end up being the masters of evil.
Well, everybody already knows that, dude.
So yeah, I know. That was a joke. Like I remember, Mike, I was watching one of your podcast or streams a while ago. Yeah, I was watching one of your streams a while ago, and we're doing a Star Trek episode. I'm like, spoiler alert, and you took me serious, and you're like, we're joking, like, spoilers, and 40-year-old TV series.
Yeah, Mark's like, hey, spoiler. I was like, Mark, this has been out for like 30 years. Dude.
Yeah.
Which one? I don't remember what you're talking about now.
Yeah, I can't remember now either, but I was there was like a switch in like a Star Trek episode, or like or there was a reveal or something. So I'm in the chat. I was in the chat. I'm like, spoiler alert, and then we're like, the show's 40 years old, but if you like Ash watching it the first time, but we're talking about the show.
Yeah, statute of limitations ran out a long time ago.
So I guess this is, and so this program also shows you the graph too. So if you look, if you click on it, I guess it's not, graph isn't showing up here.
The one with Mr. Fantastic and all that? I have that one too.
Let's see, why is my graph not showing up here? It's supposed to include value graph. Here we go. So it'll show you the graph over time. So 2018, so it's saying that's in the $50 range, and I guess were the Thunderbolts in it from just that issue, or
it was just that issue, and then they went to the
Fantastic Four, I think, didn't they? Let's see, I think they went, and then let's check the Thunderbolts, see what how many issues they. I think they had two series.
That's their first appearance. If Peter David wrote it, because he was writing the series at the time, why did they list Kurt Busiek as creator? I know he wrote the comic. But did he create it? But David wrote the story? What's the deal with that?
I think they both had a hand in creating it. So.
I guess, but they got David listed.
I don't remember because there's the original series, that cover right there, the second series, and the third series.
Well, maybe they had he had the idea and they worked together, and then he said we're going to use the character.
Yes.
Maybe that could be an
that's probably what it is, because I know that Busiek wrote the regular comics. That's why I bought it. I bought everything.
See, because look at that. They had alternate covers and everything too. So they had second and third prints of all this bullshit.
If he wrote it, I bought it. I bought everything he wrote. So.
Yeah. So Busiek and Bagler on this. So yeah, you're right. A Bagley art is not.
I'm not a Bagley guy.
I think he was pretty good on this series, though. I agree with you. He's a little cartoony for me. But the story was so damn good.
One too. The one is that the Wizard one? Because there's a Wizard one that's really super expensive.
Let's see, download cover. Let's see a download cover. Let's see here. Sometimes they don't have the cover, and you can actually upload the. What's nice is it's like crowdsourced. So there we go. There's the cover there. So just grab the.
I thought it was number one that had a Wizard one.
Let's see.
I think it was number one, but 1A
minus one.
It's kind of expensive.
Is that the second printing?
That's the flashback one.
I think I bought like the first 5, 8, 9 issues.
Yeah, I got the first 12.
I don't know. I may have bought it longer than that. I can't remember, but
because after the 12th issue, I got like first 12, and I got the 13th, maybe, and then after the 12th issue, it got really bad.
It's a very popular comic, though.
It was good for the 12 issues that it ran, but after the 12th issue, it just went downhill.
Yeah, we've got Busiek and Bagley on it. Yeah, I'm not showing. Well, let's see, and I'm showing my first issue is issue 19, but I thought I was in this from the beginning. Let's see. I maybe sometimes you miss forgot to put them in or something. But yeah, it's 1098, so I can't imagine them. Or maybe I am. If not, I better go buy those quick. Let's see. What's the most valuable one? Well, first let's see how many issues there were. They went back to 100. Yeah, the Thunderbolts of issue 82. Switches back to Thunderbolts of issue 100. New Thunderbolts.
Busiek left it. I know that much.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Fabian Niciano, Warren Ellis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, would you hush? Did you hear him whining?
Yep.
It went a good while, man.
Yeah, so they went up to 175 issues. Yeah, so 174.
I didn't realize it lasted that long.
I didn't know it lasted that long either.
2012, yeah. Here's the last issue.
At, episode issue 13.
Wow. It had a run, man.
Yeah. Because it got really bad, and I was just like, "Wait, you had 12 good issues," and
So-
I was just like,
So I got out at issue 161. It looks like.
"Yeah, I got out of like 13."
But I have most of the, as you can see, I have most of the run. But typically, what I do, I try to avoid collecting the most valuable issue. Whenever I look at my collection, it's like if I'm missing an issue, it's always like it tends to be like the most valuable one in the bunch. But I love this program; is fantastic. So I can also do by let's see, cost here, a price. So you can toggle between and see, like, if you want to see what the most valuable. Well, I guess they have an ash can. What the heck is that? Number one.
That's the
It's
thing
72.
I was talking about.
An ash
the ash
can?
can.
Yeah.
I have
America.
a few comics. Not many, but a few.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
That variant's worth $28. Number one, $26.
It'll
166.
go up.
Yeah,
It's gonna go up. Now let's see what the next. Yeah, so then they had the second series that lasted just a year, and that was with the Hulk, the Red Hulk. So it's not even the Thunderbolts there. So
Yeah, like I said, they just got rid. It wasn't the Thunderbolts no more.
Yeah.
So
let's see how many issues did they. That's kind of a cool cover with Elektra. But yeah, I guess they've got. They try to do like a variant team. Yeah, it's the Thunderbolts. I guess they're trying to relive the champions or the defenders and come up with like a new team. But sometimes it doesn't.
yeah,
Doesn't work. Yeah.
You're never gonna, because it was the reason why the first 12 issues were so good is because they were villains turned heroes.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Modern comic covers make my eyes bleed.
Yeah, they do.
So this is 2016. Is that the Winter Soldier there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is that Forge, I guess, or is that
John Malin did that.
supposed to be Forge, I guess? And I don't know who.
Bucky,
Yeah.
Forge, and Atlas, and what?
Is that Screaming
call
Mimi, or is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that. But I mean, the original. Yeah, the characters are good characters. Like you said too. If you've got well written women, nothing wrong with having a. Obviously, have a great women superheroes or villains or characters, as long as like same thing with a guy. As a male character, if they're written well, then it's. Check out Bucky's hair there. That's really funny.
I know Bucky's hair. Like, come on, Bucky.
It's 2016. Yeah, yeah. These covers are just the artwork is not good.
That was when all hell went. 2016 was the year everything went to shit. So.
And who the heck is that?
I don't know.
Inhumans, and some character from the Inhumans. I don't recognize that.
Hey, Mike, did you hear what they're doing on Marvel? Well, it's DC, where they put a new Suicide Squad together. It's fucking ridiculous, dude.
You mean the comic?
Yeah, they put a new Suicide Squad together, and me and comics were talking about it today. It was bad. And I don't know how you catch Silver Banshee, because isn't she like a mystic or some shit?
Yeah, she's a dumb character.
And I was like, okay, how did you catch her?
What
Because
the
she's
hell?
like, that's what I'm saying. She's a mystic and everything else.
That's a cosplay cover.
Yeah, but what would you put that dude on the cover for?
Variant edition. Yeah, the arm is actually good, but not the dude. Yeah, the arm is good. The arm is good, not the dude. Yeah.
The arm looks better than the arm did in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, the arm's the only thing that looks good though.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I guess that's the Bucky hair back then wasn't so. Yeah, look at that art. How horrible that is. Yeah.
Ugh, God,
that's
Jesus.
horrible art. God, that's just horrendous.
Sucks.
Just and it's a cover supposed to grab your attention too. The cover.
Yeah.
And sometimes I get mad back in the day when the cover was awesome, and then the artwork inside wasn't that good. You had like Golden would do some covers or.
Perez covers.
Perez covers, and then You're like, what happened? Why is the art so great? And modern comics too. There's some, look at that art. How horrible that is. I mean, is that?
Yeah, dude, like I said,
what would Jack
quality,
Kirby
say? Some of the quality went down.
Nice to say what he would want to say.
Yeah, he would.
He was too nice. He would try to be encouraging to them.
Yeah, he probably.
Wouldn't say anything.
Oh, did you see what Jim said about all the recent shit? Jim Starlin said about all the recent stuff, Mike?
No, what did he say?
Oh, dude, he destroyed it, dude.
What stuff?
He was looking at some Bucky covers and Scarlet, Black Widow covers, and he just destroyed the shit out of it.
Wow.
He's like, he goes,
Damn.
this one, he goes, in my day, if you would have brought this to me, I would have sent you back and told you, you need to fix this.
Wow.
There was, yeah, dude, he spoke up the other day because he started looking at recent stuff, and there was a thing from 2012, and then there was some stuff from recent stuff, and he says, Marvel has lost its heart.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good. He's one of the greats. Well,
yeah, he is.
As a person, he's kind of an ass, but
he's kind of an ass, but he had to be. He was the editor in chief.
Well, not just. I mean, he's kind of a wokoso type. But,
yeah, but you know, he's even said Marvel's lost its heart, and the reason why they're not making money because he goes, this shit went ahead fly in my day. Like, and I'm like, Jim, I love you. Like, dude, come on. Like, we may be, have some problem on some other stuff, but besides that, dude, you're legendary. You did help. You did have some of the greatest runs when he was editor and everything else. So.
Well, you talking about Jim Starlin? I thought you said Starlin. You mean Jim Shooter?
It was Jim Shooter. Oh wait, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You said Starlin. I was getting confused.
Sorry, I'm not seeing Starlin. I'm sorry, it was Shooter.
Oh, okay, but that's a bit of a different kettle of fish. He was look, I have a lot of problems with Shooter, but he does know what he's talking about when it comes to that kind of stuff. Of course, he did kind of run Marvel into the ground in the '80s, but he's exactly right. He looks at that new shit, and I know he doesn't. I mean, when you said Starlin, Marvel, I was very confused.
I'm sorry, Mike.
No problem.
Yeah, he said he's like Marvel's lost its heart.
He's absolutely right.
Yeah, there's. I mean, I'm still buying some new comics, but
Thunder Bunny.
Thunder Bunny. Yeah.
I remember that.
Thunder Bunny.
So let's go to.
Thunder Bunny.
I think Thunderbolts were fantastic.
Hey, I want to see look up Captain Carrot. I want to see how much my Captain Carrots are.
Well, let me just grab Fantastic Four here. I want to show one of my favorite covers that I had signed. I think it was. Was it two? It was the Fantastic Four No More.
Hey, Eric, are you still in chat? I want to see. Is Eric still in chat?
What number was that? Let's see.
You're going all over the place.
Yeah, I'm going all over. I'm trying to go fast so I can find it. It was
ballpark idea.
George Perez cover. I think it was around issue 200. Was it or 198?
That was two. All right, it was like in the 280s or in the 280 something.
Look at your Discord, Eric.
Fantastic.
I mean, not 280. I'm sorry, 180 something.
Fantastic Four No More. The cover with the newspaper
cover.
Right,
yeah, they're walking away. It's in the 180s.
Yeah, let's see. It was
a little bit after that.
Let's start at 180. Let's see.
That was a reprint. That comic. I remember it. Okay, maybe one more.
The Brute. The Brute's great.
Yes, after this.
Hey, Eric, I will try to find that for you. Okay.
After this.
But look what I said on
after
Discord.
This. Might be in the 190s.
Yeah, maybe it's the 190s. Let's see. I mean, I own it. That's why I'm just skipping.
I see it in my head, but I got.
Yeah.
You're getting close to it.
We'll do. Yeah, you
are getting close. Kirby cover.
That's it. I love that. So I got to meet George Perez. He came to our local comic book shop, which is a hole in the wall shop. But those are the best. Like you were talking about the panel in Iconicon. The 80s. The great comic book shops. It doesn't matter how big or how flashy it is. But so George Perez was there, and I was talking. you're in awe of the guy too, but you gotta just treat him like a regular guy, even though it's not
Oh,
in
God,
terms of the comic book world. But you don't want to, but I'm like, oh, Mr. Perez, he's like, call me George, call me George. George. And like that cover, I just something about that cover always just grabbed me. I just love that cover, and he's like, yeah, I really like that cover too. And he's like, and you actually brought like you could do 5 books at a time, and get them signed, and so I kept. You had to, wait. There were like 30 people that were cycling through, but he's like, "Oh, you brought a lot of FF covers to sign." He's like, "I appreciate that." Was, it was something different. So I have this.
One
I
of
have
his
this signed.
first gig. One of his
Yeah.
first.
Yeah. So here's George Perez. So I have this whole run.
Too bad you get Joe Sinnott to sign it too. It's too late now.
Too late now. Yeah, but so I had this whole run. I just and this program is great.
I love it.
So I have this whole set and order signed by Perez, which is great.
I love, man, Perez and Sinnott. Well, George Sinnott made everyone look perfect.
Perez was
but,
awesome on that.
Joe Sinnott's the greatest. I mean, he touched and worked on more Fantastic Four comics than anyone ever, and it's not even close. And I love him inking. I love him inking Kirby, Buscema, Buckler, Perez, Byrne. He inked them all. And even later guys, some of the later guys that I didn't like much, like Friends and stuff. Pollard, I forgot Pollard. Yeah.
So let me see if I can find the picture.
This was a Perez cover, but I think this was
Bobby, chill.
He left the book somewhere not too long after this one. Keith Pollard took over. Kirby cover.
Yeah, so I guess they just used the old cover to read.
No.
Is it?
What the Kirby? No, that was Kirby was back at Marvel at that time doing covers for a lot.
Okay, I got you. Let's see. So yeah, cover. Yeah, it's Perez cover on that one. That's Perez, and then this is Pollard.
Yeah, I liked Keith Pollard.
That's good. That's a good cover. That's a good cover.
I liked him on this and Thor, and with Sid on inking him, of course.
And the thing is drawn really well there. It's great. Yeah.
Pablo Marcos inker. You can tell Pablo Marcos inks a mile away on Perez.
That's some great artwork. Yeah.
I just love these covers so much.
Oh, that one, and that was a great issue. Yeah, that was. I love
Red
that
Ghost
one.
Returns.
Yeah, and that was
the one where this is when Reed got his powers back. He lost his powers for a while, remember? And he was using some kind of something, and then he went back to use the cosmic rays to get his powers back, and Red Ghost attacked him.
Yeah, and then all the super apes didn't they get even more powers or something at that point? Or
something crazy like that, yeah. If I remember right. But
they became.
I just remember he lost his powers for a while.
Yeah, so he was losing his powers for a long time too. So it was like 20 or 30 issues, right? Then
it was a while. I don't know if it was that long, but remember the Reed Richards from Counter Earth was the Brute.
Yep. Yeah, and he was having trouble. Stretching at one point too, and like his powers kept getting worse and worse and worse.
Hey, Eric, look at your Discord. I might have a solution for you.
Well, here's something. I'll just show that quick, Mike. So I've been the Thing fan, so that's my nephew, and I got him. Those are boxing gloves.
Oh wow!
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so I got him thing boxing gloves. Yeah, I'm trying to find that Perez artwork. But what was fun too was I've told this story before, but they said George is not going to sign. He's not going to do any sketches. He's just signing books, so you can do 5 books at a time, and then you get a cycle. You can go back online if you want, and it'll stay for like 2 or 3 hours. And my son, I think, was like 5 or 8 at the time. Young, cute little kid, right? So I told him, I was like, and back then Teen Titans were really popular. So he's they're watching on TV. It's like, oh, that's the guy that created and drew Cyborg. So I'm like, you can ask him about Cyborg, Charlie. Ask him, maybe he'll do a drawing for you or something. So I put the seed. The seed in his in his mind, and as a 5-year-old kid, so he gets up and his cute little. I wish back then you had cell phones, but you didn't have. Oh, good, I found it.
Wait, are you telling the story where you guilted them into doing?
Well, I didn't guilt him into doing it. So what happened? Charlie goes. I didn't tell him exactly what I said, but maybe he's an artist. He draws them, and kids are smart, you know. It was
And
more,
then
more,
everybody
so he goes,
started wanting pictures.
no, so
after you got
no,
one.
yeah. So what he did,
You
he goes
told
up.
me-
I know. I love telling. I tell the same stories over and over. So he goes, in his voice, he's like, "Mr. Perez, can you draw me a picture of Cyborg, please?" And he looks
This
at
is
my
the
little.
one you told me. Yeah, this is the
Yeah,
one
I
you
know. I
told
love
me.
telling this story. Yeah, I
Tell it again, man,
repeat.
yeah.
I love
Love it.
repeating stories. So Charlie goes up to him, and then he's like, "Oh, he's like, I really shouldn't do it, but you asked me so nicely, and you're a fan." And he said, "You know, Charlie, it's not going to look like the Cyborg on Teen Titans, but you know, you're gonna."
All the better.
But I'm going to draw this, and so here it says, to no Google. I don't want to copy the text from the image. To Charlie, George Perez, 2005. So that was, that's when he's got that hanging in his room. So that was, it was a great, it was a really great.
And then afterwards, everybody wanted a picture.
Yeah, so then everyone giving me later giving me high fives and then everyone got sketches. So and then this is another we had Ethan Van Scriver at the store in 2005 also, and everyone I've got this framed a lot nicer now, guys, but I got a nice frame for it. But it was my son's birthday, so I wrote to Charlie, happy birthday, and then watching him draw Spider-Man, the talent that these guys have. I mean, back this is before, we didn't really have cell phone. You had the video, but you didn't really take videos. But, the guy just starts, he does a light pencil sketch, for those of you who've been to cons or seen people
See what
work.
Pat said?
Yeah, because gold make some cash, yeah. Yeah, right. So you see him, he just lightly sketches it, and you're like, that's not going to be Spider-Man. This is going to be horrible, and he's like, he's like, I don't really don't draw Spider-Man that much. I'll do my best. And look how freaking awesome this is, and then just to draw, and hey, Hal, wake down. Great to see you. Great to see you.
He never even worked on Spidey.
Yeah,
he didn't.
So but look at how perfect that is. He's got the name there, the signature, happy birthday, and the hand here. You got the webs coming out, and just you've got a little, muscle definition here, and just, critiquing, artist critique, and it's just a freaking amazing. And he did it in 10 minutes. It's
I have a Superman that Ethan did for me, and it was really super cool. So yeah.
But it's
he was never on Superman either, but he did Green Lantern and a bunch of other. He was never on Spidey, but yeah.
That's super, super talented to be able to do.
Yeah.
To do something like that. It's just I just love love watching it. Love seeing those artists, and especially when you get to see them draw it. There's nothing there, and boom, it becomes a piece of art. Now this. I can't.
Wow!
I got this signed, and I can't make out that signature. And I'm forgetting who the artist was. As I'm getting old.
Any idea when?
I didn't even have any idea when. And it had to be at the comic book store, so it's got to be at least 5 years old.
Do I need to do the old Odin voice for you?
So here, let's zoom in.
I can't hear.
Zoom in on the signature. If you
Yeah. Would. Who's that signature? Is that?
It's not, it's a mess. Well, you've been to signings.
Yeah.
What's up, brother?
Hey,
Robert.
Have you ever?
I can't even make that out. I thought you could make it out, dude.
I'm wondering if it's who have I met? I know that wasn't Golden, because Golden I bought stuff from.
No,
it might be. That's not Ron Garney. I've met Ron Garney.
Garney? What's anything like a Garney signature?
Could that be?
Garney's
that's not Garney's signature, is it?
It is.
I'm looking at a Garney signature that I'd gotten from Garney.
Let's see here. You probably met.
Oh, wait down. You leaving? Okay.
Take care. Wake
man.
down. Yep. Appreciate you dropping by. Yep. Have a good one. Yep.
Depending upon how old, it couldn't be. Well, Ringo, he died. And he wrote. I'm talking about just guys who, someone who worked on FF.
Yeah, and it's not
Not Ron
Bagley.
Friends. Not Bagley.
Mhm.
Not Ron Friends. Not
I don't know who that is because it's not.
Well, I don't either. I mean, well, no. I mean, well, of course it's not Garner. I mean, it would look like him.
Yeah.
They don't know.
But if anyone in the chat or anyone has any ideas, and if Clobberin Times can't, and I was
Yeah,
there,
well-
so it's
Well,
even
it was
worse.
just a
So this
sketch,
is
though.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah, it's just
you
a
were
sketch,
there.
I know.
You don't remember?
Yeah, I don't
Like,
remember.
it's
Yeah.
like, he's like, oh,
Yeah, but you can look at that. You could look at that Spidey sketch all day long, and if you didn't tell them it was Ethan Van Sciver,
Yeah.
nobody would know who did it.
that's true. Yeah, I gotta have
Or
to.
the Perez one, even you kind of, but yeah, it's a
Yeah.
sketch.
It's a
Eric
sketch. Yeah.
K said it's Kaylee Dumont, blue hair, whatever her name is.
The comic, yeah, that's who it is.
Well, actually, I can go back and look at. I have a list of like who signed stuff for me and who who I saw at the comic book shop, because there weren't that many people that went there. So I gotta look back. Or I guess if someone recognized that signature, but I'll eventually
Smith
figure.
ever go there?
No, I don't think. No, it wasn't Barry Windsor Smith. I'm trying to think. They had.
Because I know his signature. I'm just
We had Bob Layton there, but Bob Layton, that's not his signature.
not his signature either. Yeah.
It's not
and
Bob
that's
Layton either.
no, and that's not Perez, because Perez was the other. Only got that one
Yeah.
sketch.
Perez does different than that too. So.
Who was Ultimate Spider-Man? That was that. Who created Ultimate? He was at the shop. That was
Bendis wrote it,
Bendis.
but I don't know who.
That was
Yeah, who was
Bendis,
second?
but that's not a Bendis signature.
Bendis doesn't draw.
yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Ramos or one of those guys, or? did
I'll
that
go.
comic-
I'll have to go through my list and.
So it wasn't
figure
necessarily
it
a
out.
thing artist. You just got him to draw.
Yeah, I just got some. Of course, me loving the thing, and so I found that. But yeah, well,
This is in the early 2000s, or
yeah, probably. I've got the sketch in front of me too, but I'll. Yeah.
Did
Some-
you, did
I'll-
you
I'll
know
go-
the
I'll
New
go
York
through them.
subways are flooding right now?
well,
It's not even raining here.
Dude, no, in New York.
Yeah,
Like,
but
in
I'm close to.
Manhattan.
I'm pretty
looking
close to
at-
it.
I'm looking at.
No, I'm not
video
saying-
right now. The
but that's
subways
weird.
Are flooded. Yeah.
Unless the tides are really high or something, but
Well, look, I'll show it to you.
no, I'm not. I'm just saying it's. Here's from the cartoon. Yep.
oh wow.
Yeah.
Is that a
Sketch.
cell? Or you got
That's a cell. Yeah, I do
Okay.
have a sketch. Oh, that must be his artist sketch. That's. I think they just grabbed that off of eBay.
yeah.
But,
I never really liked the way he drew Ben's face, but
yeah, I don't like the chin.
on that cartoon. But yeah, man, I love the cartoon. Paul
Yeah.
Frees doing. I used to have open up every show with a Paul Frees voiceover saying, "It's clobbering time." Yeah, I guess I could do it now. I don't know how to transfer it.
Yeah.
I want that soundbite, but I don't know how to get it now. I used to have it.
Do you know where it is, or it's like it's?
Oh, God, I can't remember where
I
I,
mean,
got it. Now I have it on my computer.
You have it
but
somewhere?
I don't know if it's on StreamYard. You have to. There's only certain things you can. I forgot
Well,
what it
yeah.
takes.
Well, you can play it. Just play it on your computer. I guess in the background. Just like
No, I
as a
mean-
file. Yeah.
Oh,
But I see what you're saying. Like
is that what everyone does? I mean, I would not
yeah.
do that.
yeah, you could play it. Just play it and share the audio. Like you make it a video, but it's like an audio only video. If that
Is
makes
that how
sense.
people put sound clips on their StreamYard?
I'm guessing that's what they do. I'm thinking that's what they do. Yep. So I'm trying to find.
Huh.
Let's see. I also had.
I used to just go, I would go find MP4s and waves, pages. You could find all those different sound bites and stuff like that.
Yep.
That's how I found them, and I have them. I think I don't know. I think StreamYards takes you can put sound bites on there if they're MP4s or something.
Yeah, they are. We already have a couple on here on the page.
Yeah. So this was Fantastic Four Grim Noir, signed by Ron Garney.
Brad Garney did, yeah.
I,
You bought that?
So my
looked at it.
my cousin is actually friends with Ron Garney, so I gotta ask her when I see her the next time if I can get him to come on my
Oh, really?
podcast. Yeah. So her
Didn't
kids
have it
they
yet.
do gymnastics together. His kid and my cousin and her kid they they're actually pretty friendly. So it was
that's
funny.
cool.
So I hit my cousin. I always said I hate to ask, but I'm a comic book fan. I got to see if I can get Berserker. I got to ask her for a copy of Berserker signed by him. That would be fun to have. But yeah, and Garney's a really nice guy too. I've met him in the shop a couple of times. So the fun thing was I sent all the pictures and like. These guys look a little bit bigger now, but I met you, years ago. But it was funny because everyone knows I collect the family knows I collect comics. She's like, "Well, Mark, do you know who Ron Garney is?" Like,
Wow.
because people don't, if you mention Ron, outside outside these walls, who
Sure,
would,
sure.
who's that,
Uh-huh.
and he's been a really nice guy, and I appreciate getting that. And that's a decent issue. I think it could actually have been long. If anything, I would fault it. It would have been thought it should have been longer. It was, if anything, it could have used another 10 to 15 pages. But it's a decent story and good. Art
I
is
almost
actually
bought
good.
that actually, just for Garney.
Yeah, so it's worth.
Last time I saw it at the comic shop.
It's kind of like a nightmare story. So I thought it worked pretty well.
Then it was
But,
like $4, so I said, nah.
yeah. Of course, I got this free. Thank you. I did buy one. If Ron is watching, but then I got this one sent to me. So that was with the vid going on, I couldn't even see my cousin. So it took like a year to get this copy before we could see each other. She was like, "I'll drop it in the mail." I'm like, "No, it's gonna get trashed in the mail, or
Oh, fuck
or
no,
what?"
not in the mail.
Yeah, or unless you pack it really well. Like my daughter got her diploma in the mail from college. And so do not bend. And of course, the thing is all bent up. It's like, how much did this cost? And you get a bent up diploma. So hopefully, she's gonna get a new one.
Postal workers don't give a fuck. They just throw shit in there.
Well, plus the school didn't even like double card. When you send a card, comic, you cardboard it on each side. It was just in like one of those cardboard envelopes, but it didn't have like hard cardboard or whatever. Of course, do not bend, and it's all bent bent all over the place. So.
Yeah. I tell you who's great though is I just ordered a couple of a hardcover and a softcover from In Stock Trades because I got great prices and stuff. And there's two of them. They're fairly decent size. It came in a box 4 times bigger.
Wow.
And they're so well packed in there. I'm like, man, this box is huge. But hey, they're the one. I mean, there was no shipping because of the price. So
Wow. Well, that's pretty good. Yeah. What's the place called?
InStockTrades.com. They got great prices on hardcovers and trade paperbacks. Usually, they're pretty good. Tales of Wonder is also another good one. Also, cheapgraphicnovels.com. Even though I hate when they use the word graphic novel. Oh, there you go. InStock Trades. Now, sometimes their stuff isn't all that cheap, but I got that Superman Batman Generations omnibus for $42. It's a $75, omnibus or whatever.
Yep.
So you can get pretty good deals. I mean, look at that omnibus, that Defenders omnibus right there. That's 55% off of one.
Wow, that's great. Oh, that's a good.
That's $100 omnibus for $44.
Wow.
InStockTrades.com. That's pretty good for that Defenders omnibus. I mean, it's half price.
Dude,
Wow.
that's $100. I've seen that for $150.
Yeah, it's half price.
Before.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah,
The only thing I love
that stuff.
I love the omnibus. The only thing they're kind of big to read when you actually
They
handle
are,
them.
but I still love them.
But I love them too. Yeah.
I walked in. We went to the shop a couple weeks ago. They had this, the biggest friggin' damn book I've ever seen in my life. I've been talking. It had to be 3 feet tall. It was a hardcover Kirby Eternals. Now I got Did you get that Coming of Galactus big gigantic book that they did a few years ago?
No, never got that.
It's about. Again, it's bigger than an artist edition. It's hard to explain. The Coming of Galactus hardcover, and it's still cheap right now. It's like $50 book or whatever, a little bit less than that.
Yep.
But it's gigantic. Well, this book's even bigger than that. I'm trying to explain it. It's a Kirby Eternals hardcover, giant. I mean, it's not thick like an omnibus. It's just like 11 issues of it, but it must be 3 feet tall. I'm kidding, about 3 feet.
Oh, that big, yeah.
2 feet tall though.
You could kill Galactus with it.
It's insane big, but it's still so cool. But yeah, they got good prices on here.
Yeah, that's it. And stupid question. I guess it's just trades and yeah,
Trades and hardcovers.
yeah. So no floppies.
I don't think so. No.
Well, I think that's where the industry is going. Unfortunately, too. It's
Yeah, I just got every now and then. A friend of mine aggravates me by sending me something. Say, guess what they got on Inside Trades? And I'm like, you son of a bitch! Now I have to get it. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, asshole.
It costed me money. Yeah. Well, like I was showing that Dio comic. I love that album, Holy Diver. My best bud Rob was passed. Gave me that album as a birthday present. So I didn't even know there was a comic on that. I gotta grab that. But,
they got some good prices on here, though. It's like so the Kingdom Come for the trade. That's a pretty good price. It's like 42% off, 50% off. So.
Yeah, and these are brand new. I'm assuming too, right?
Yeah,
yeah. They're not secondhand or.
No. And Tales of Wonder is pretty good too. They got some good prices sometimes. So yeah, you could do a search if you're looking for anything in particular. And you never know what you might find.
Well, Hercules, Bob Layton. Oh God, this is the second. I think this is the second
That's the second
miniseries.
one.
But the first Bob Layton. If anyone's out there, if you haven't read,
cheap, though.
Yeah. If this is
Power.
good to read, but yeah, Prince of Power. That's one of those hidden gems. Let's see, Prince of Power.
It was 4 issues.
And it's a very Star Trek-y kind of, because you've got the recorder, the robot, the android, following Hercules in his travels.
I don't think they have it. It'd be Hercules, Prince of Power.
Yeah.
It only came up with that second one you'd already pulled up because.
Yeah, it's if I do Hercules. Yeah, we probably don't. And I spelled Hercules wrong.
No. Go back to that one. That page had it. How much is that Prince Valiant book? Oh my! I don't want to see this.
Where is it? Here. Yeah, volume 1871.
Oh, that's a pretty good price. Wow.
$24. Yeah, so that's.
I love.
Yeah, Prince Valiant. That's one of the few pieces of original art I have is a Prince Valiant.
That's right.
Page. Yep. I won it in an auction. Like there was a charity auction in town, and I was bidding on someone else's bidding on it, and then my parents and I couldn't keep bidding. Then my dad. That was one really cool with my parents, and my parents came in. I was an adult, but I said I'm not bidding anymore. Then my parents came in and bought it, and then gave it to me as a present, and outbid the other guy that was outbidding me. It was like, it's just I'm the only comic book person here. It's like, don't bid on this, and original art. It was for charity, but yeah, the original art is just has gone crazy in recent years. Just the.
I wonder if they have the Coming of Galactus on here.
Let's see if I do Galactus.
I don't think so.
I didn't see it before. I think. Let's see Galactus.
Well, they got. No, there it is. Look, yeah, Behold Galactus. I'm sorry. Well, 14. That's pretty good. Damn good price there. Click on that one. That does not do justice how big that book is. So now it's on cover. I can't. If I had the picture, I'd show you. This is it has. Let's see. It has collecting Fantastic Four. The first Coming of Galactus is 120. It has the Byrne story. It has the first Kirby one. And it has the John Buscema one. It doesn't have all of every Galactus story in there ever.
But those are some good classics. You got the original to start with, right?
Now, if this is the same book I'm thinking of, it's man, I wish I could illustrate how you could put a comic book, a normal size comic, and it would fill up. It wouldn't even cover up the logo in Fantastic Four.
Let's see if I Google it here. Maybe sometimes it'll show you like images like how big it is. Yeah,
and it never went up in price, which is good, but it's just monster. It's just a coffee
Let's see on Amazon. Sometimes they show you
monsters like dick whipping size.
Let's see here. We got hardcover from 130. Wow.
Damn.
Oh, paperback 17. I wonder if the hardcover was a different size than the.
The hardcover was the giant kind of.
Oh, here dimensions 14.5 by 2 by 22. Holy crap! That's Galactus size. Yeah, you don't doubt Clobberin Times, but yeah, that's 11.6 pounds.
Oh, dude, Could you
got for
see
like 30
Mike?
bucks.
He grabs this and he goes, "It's clobbering time," and hits somebody over the head with it.
Dude, you just passed some artist edition.
Oh, here we go. Here's how
There
big
it
it
is.
is.
Look how big it is.
And that's the paperback, and that's only $15. That I'm gonna
That's
get
the paperback? Oh,
Looks like the paperback, right?
I don't know if they had a paperback, do they? I got a
Yeah.
hardcover.
No, they have a paperback for $12. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get that for my nephew.
Look how much bigger it is than an artist edition.
Wow, that's awesome to read that. Oh, and now that I'm
It's
old,
gigantic, man.
there we go. Here's the omnibus. I love that
There's
omnibus.
a comic size omnibus. Look how much bigger it is. Even it's bigger than that Lone Wolf and Cub.
Yeah.
I guess that Lone Wolf and Cub must be an artist edition.
Wow, that's great. Yeah, it's huge. That'd make a great gift
Oh,
for
look
my
how big
nephew.
that is. It's
Oh,
there it
yeah.
is. That's a hardcover right there. I
It's
think.
Galactus.
Look how big that son of a bitch is.
Behold,
Dude,
the
look
biggest
at that.
Well, that's
comic ever
the
owned.
Turtles book is bigger.
Yeah, look at that.
I swear it's it's either the same size or a little bit bigger.
This is a
It's all
great.
Kirby.
This is a great review. This book is truly Galactus size. It reprints 2 Galactus stories in a format worthy of its grandeur. Be warned, this book may devour your shelf as its namesake devours planets.
Yes.
All right, so that's a great
And it's
recommendation.
fairly cheap. Considering it's pretty cheap even for the hardcover. Now did you go back up a little bit? I think
Sure,
I saw an
yeah,
artist
sure.
edition. Oh, look at there. Look, that's the art edition.
This
Wait
is
a minute. You're kidding me.
$35. Paperback though.
There's no way.
Paperback.
No, okay. The hardcover I got when I got it. That's the only. I think that's the Kirby one I got. There are only 2 Kirby ones. I only have one of the Kirby ones, but I love these IDW artist editions. Are you familiar with those?
Yeah, I've seen a few of them. Yeah, I don't own any, but I've seen them
You know what they are,
advertised. Yeah,
though?
yeah. That's just the artwork, just the panels,
It's the
right?
original art. No,
Yeah.
they take as many pieces as they can get of certain stuff. They can complete a story, the original art, and then they just take these copies, beautiful copies, reproductions of the size of the original art. Our dear departed Mark C had tons. Has still at his house, tons of them, and they've done.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got Ramita ones. They got a couple of Kirby ones. I got the Kirby Thor, and I got the Kirby FF. One of the Kirby FFs. And I got a Watchman one. I've got and it's like the original art. I've got a Kirby Prisoner one. There's so many I wanted. I want the Hubert Tarzan one. Yeah, he had that one. Mark has that one.
Yep.
These things, I didn't know they did paperbacks. So the hardcovers are huge.
That's great though. Yeah, so it's the original. Yeah, so that's how the artist created it. Yeah, now that we're older,
But yeah,
we
it's
can
the
read it.
original art. You can see.
Yeah.
It's basically it's a great reproduction of the original art, complete story of it. I never knew they did paperbacks of these. IDW did them. I can't believe they're paperbacks.
And how many comics is this? Like one comic in this
No,
one, or
it's
is this?
they usually it's about 4 or 5 or 6 different issues or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, here like the
Because, you know,
seven
you got-
issue run. Yeah.
See, remember, you have to be able to cobble together the original art, all of it together of a comic to do that. It's not easy.
Yeah.
So it's not like just reprinting something. They have to cobble together all the pages of one issue, all the
Yep.
and from the original. For those who don't know what original art is, that means that the comic page that it was drawn on and then inked on before it went to the color the color printer. Before it was colored.
Yep.
It's a beautiful black and white, and it's again they're they're for hardcore sickos. It's about comic book art like me.
Yeah. So it's not colored yet. It hasn't been colorized yet.
Yeah, that's his original art. See, you see some pages of it there. Yeah.
And they'll show the bleeds and the
Yep.
what's in there, and that's how the artist did that. Yeah.
A buddy of mine has that Star Wars one. A buddy of mine has the 2 different versions of the Micronauts one, and he brought it to Michael Golden 2 weeks ago at this con we went to, and he was going to get him to sign it, but he wanted too much. It was like, he was
Golden
wanting stupid money to. He already had it signed by him anyway, but he was going to get him to sign something else, and he's kind of charging a bit, So
He was charging a lot to get the stuff signed. Wow.
Hey,
Yeah.
Mark.
Well, I love Golden, but
it's 12:15, not 2:15 or something.
Yeah.
It is 2:15 for me. It's 3:15 for Mark.
Yeah. I'm traveled in the future like Kang. So it's Arizona time.
You mean like the next episode of Loki that's going to be pathetic and solve nothing?
It won't have Kane.
Yeah.
Well, it won't have Kang.
Yeah. Well.
I quite like the alligator and Richard E. Grant.
Yeah, that was a fantastic scene. I like that last scene. Oh my god, that was awesome with the
Richard E.
with the.
Yeah.
Oh,
Richard
he
E.
was
Grant
fantastic.
cool.
God, he was great, and the costume worked, right?
It just worked on him for some
It worked.
reason.
It worked. Yeah,
He
it
looked
was.
like he was right out of a Kirby
Yeah.
comic with the old Loki guy.
No, it was great, and then the alligator Loki bites the hand off of the president, Loki for president, or whatever genre you're gonna call him, and yeah, I mean, my son, that's why I wasn't on YouTube early. My son came home and he's like, "Dad, you want to watch Loki?" So that's kind of our thing, watching the Marvel comic stuff together. So.
Yeah.
He doesn't read the comics anymore, even though I bought him plenty. But yeah, we had fun watching the episodes that were debating the stuff, and I just hope Loki doesn't make out with himself. I'm waiting for that. But
I'm waiting for
it's
that.
gonna
I'm
happen.
waiting for
It's gonna happen.
I'm waiting for Loki to knock up his female self so he can have a kid.
He might make out with one of his male selves. So, I mean, now
yeah,
that he's
but I
alive,
guess I'm like, don't do it, don't kiss yourself. Yeah.
Oh no!
I guess
he's
it's an
gonna- He's gonna go. He's gonna go full on. Like
It's not even himself, though.
Yeah. But
It's
yeah,
still
technically
Loki,
it's an
though.
it's an alternate universe or. But I did like
yourself. It's
I did
a
like-
female version of yourself.
Well, I'm not
So.
gonna judge, right? Yeah.
Oh, so you would bring a female version of yourself, Mark?
She's not. She's not even.
Yeah, it's not
him.
even Loki. Yeah, it's a totally
I don't
different.
even buy into it like it's even him.
Yeah.
You have to say.
Yeah, it's just
Well,
enough.
we all know. They keep saying it's her, but I'm like, okay, it's Enchantress, but they keep saying it's Loki, so I'm like, okay, well, make up your fucking minds. You know?
Yeah, I think I was, in the beginning, I expected her to, like, from all the rumors, she was going to take over the series, but, thankfully, Hiddleston has been on the whole series.
I am
and
surprised by that.
that shocked me. I thought
He's been on the whole thing.
Yeah, I thought he was going to disappear, and then and Owen Wilson be gone. That was a good reveal, and that was interesting. And of course, people love that. There's going to be a ton of alligator Loki memes, and the old, and it was cool to see that that costume get some, that character get some respect. So that was that was fun. So
Yeah, he was
for
the best
glorious
part of it for me.
purpose. Yeah, for glorious purpose. that was really, really well done.
Yes,
Oh,
Pat S. It is fair to say that, and probably accurate
What did Pat say about the?
about the Bronze Age being
Oh,
my
okay,
favorite
yep.
age. Yeah,
Yep.
probably is. That's one of those. I'm a Bronze Age baby, proudly, and that was when I really started getting really loving comics. So. Bronze, baby,
Go Bronze. Yep.
the man of bronze.
So actually,
Dave Vista.
I've got to show something here too. They actually gave out a comic book tonight in the IMAX. So
Oh, really?
let me change my camera here. So, and then my friend and I were saying, why didn't they think of doing this? Like 24 movies ago. So let's see if this. Okay, I'll make it full screen here.
Oh.
So they gave out. Comics should be. Selling big time right now. If you think about it, how
Black Widow comic they gave.
yeah. So they gave out comics at the. It was an
Black Widow.
IMAX comic. If you want time, my mic is not going to reach, but I'm just going to flip through.
White Widow.
Couple pages, but that's something they should have been doing.
Wait! You didn't get two. There's 2 issues. There's one of 2, so you got screwed.
Well, no,
By the way,
that's smart. Then they make you buy the second.
oh yeah,
issue,
that's
right?
what they're doing. They're just By the way, yes, that's a great episode of Red Dwarf. There, retro. The Holly Hop
one?
episode.
Yeah, I love that episode.
Holly, basically, Lister had sex with himself, or was it?
I know.
Remember they were all meeting
it's
themselves?
gonna be Loki. Loki's gonna give birth to himself, so
Lister gave birth. Lister gave birth to twins.
I know.
So who do we got on this one? We got Peter David as a writer.
Peter David.
And C.F. Villa is the artist. Yeah.
Peter
Oh,
David
babe.
is the writer.
He could write at least sometimes.
And
Used to be able to anyway.
Are they gonna give like widow tits and shit at least? You know,
Doesn't look like it.
or are they gonna make her look like a dude?
Well, and it's based on the movies, so I mean, they're showing stuff from Civil
she's-
War there.
Yeah, so it's let's let me zoom out.
The art kind of blows.
Yeah, it's not great artwork. It's I've seen worse these days, so that's not a great. Not that I can draw, but let's see. We got the Wanda, the old Wanda costume. General Ross.
I guess that's
yep.
Ross.
Yep, there's Black Widow. Yep, and there's the training. I guess. Yep. He's
Doesn't look like William Hurt.
got the stash. Yep. Well, but just the idea of it, it's like, yeah, we've got this huge property. We want to sell our comics.
They gave her thick thighs and shit. Wow.
Is this Is that Happy? Yep. Is this a flashback to Happy? I guess that's
Yeah,
from
Iron Man 2.
Yep.
That was pretty stupid. She's 100 pounds? She's throwing his 250-pound ass all over the place.
I know.
But she was so hot. Who cares?
Yeah. So one thing in the movie that they
Throw
made
me around any day.
one thing in the movie that they made fun of, which is great, was let me show one of the clips, or not the clip, or let me go just find an image. So the superhero landing that I mentioned it before too.
Yes, they
so
made
she's
fun of it.
yeah, which was awesome. That was so.
The what?
The superhero landing. So her sister Ilana keeps saying you're showing off. You're showing off. With this landing. The typical. She lands like that. She's like, oh, you always do that thing with your. Let me share my screen here. You always do that thing where you land. You're landing. You're just showing off, and then there's a funny scene when they're breaking.
Okay.
Break him out of prison. Break
that.
Red Guardian out. So she lands like that. She's like, it's only for show offs, yeah. So there were little moments like that in the movie that I appreciated, and I thought
It was
were good.
made 2 years ago, so maybe they weren't quite as woke as they would be today.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with the next few movies. But I didn't see a huge woke, other than of course.
The next few shit shows.
Well, we'll see. This one I recommend. I give it a thumbs up. Excuse me. I recommend going to see in the movie theater if it's on. Maybe $18 is too expensive, but
yeah, spend your hard-earned money on Disney that doesn't give a shit about you.
Yeah, but this was not a bad movie. So it's not. I liked it better than Black Panther. How about them apples? I thought it was a better movie. I thought it was a better movie. I thought it was a better movie than Black Panther. So
there you go. I couldn't stand Black Panther. I thought it was terrible. So I probably like it better than that too.
So I thought this was more enjoyable than Black Panther. I mean, it made more sense. I mean, Black Panther always said that if they should have done a 2-part movie and left Killmonger in charge, and then had Black Panther fight his way back. Maybe, they just had that abrupt. It's the third act that falls apart in some of these movies. And they made Black Panther out to be almost like the bad guy. You're rooting for. I don't know how you felt, Mike, but you're almost like, are they making us root for Killmonger here, or what's going on?
It was terrible. Yeah. Is Red Guardian as bad as he looks? Because they really ruined. I mean, he's a joke. I can't stand that actor anyway. But
yeah, he stole the show. I mean, he was hysterical. I mean, yeah, you don't want to maybe you don't want to see that comedy, but the way they wrote the character. He does his mission. Excuse me. And then the general, he wants to be out in the field. I want to wear my costume again and go out and kick ass. And they lock him. He gets locked up in prison for life, and he's got some. It's not as overtly comedic. It's like as I mentioned before, you're on. I think it wasn't like Star Trek V over the top. Where the comedy kind of ruins it. It's just there's just some really fun lines, like he's arm. I don't know if you heard me talk about it, he's arm wrestling everyone in prison, and then the guy makes a joke about Captain America, like, "Oh, you're bullshitting me, you didn't fight Captain America," and then he snaps the guy's arm in half while he's arm wrestling him. And there's certain, like, you know, they're making fun of him a little bit in prison, like, you know, next time your fan sends you a toy, you know, or something, send some better. The guards are like stealing the stuff that, you know, people are sending him, and he's got some funny ass lines in the movie. But it's not like, the character's not a joke though. You're more sympathetic to the character because, you know, he's a guy that he's realized, you know, and you know what the Soviet Union is, I guess, at the end, and then he's spouting like the communist lines, you know, supporting communism. You know, I guess he's playing the Red Guardian type in the beginning, and then he kind of realizes, you know, he's been screwed over. So I thought it was good. But you let me know if you do see it what you think.
We get a Hawkeye at least at all?
No. All right, spoiler if you stay for the end scene. Madam Hydra is at the grave of Natasha.
I've already
yeah,
said.
you know, Mike wasn't on for this, yeah, but so I'm just telling him, you know, I always like saying spoilers. But
I heard she was in the end. So.
Yeah, so she's in the end, and you hear a whistle, and you're like, for a second you think, you know, maybe Black Widow's gonna walk back, and then. She does, and it's Madam Hydra, and she says, "This is the next. I want you to go after who killed, you know, the person who killed Natasha, Black Widow," and it shows a picture of Hawkeye. So I guess that's setting up the new. My guess is that's setting
Disney
the new Hawkeye
Hawkeye's
series
coming after What If? So
right. So when's that coming out? A couple months, maybe.
yeah,
Is it?
about a month
No.
or two.
Is that done already? Ugh.
Yeah.
That's
So
gonna be bad.
they're gonna have Kate. They're gonna have Kate Bishop.
Ugh.
So they're gonna have. Let's
Trash.
see. When's the release date?
Yeah,
Let's see.
It's just to show the fucking have Kate Bishop in it. He's gonna be put to the side, and she's gonna be the one that's gonna be doing everything.
So late
kind
2021.
of like Loki.
So the superhero.
Have fun. It's gonna be Loki, but Hawkeye. Loki Hawkeyes.
Jaspreet, it's at the theater. That's where Mark saw it.
Yeah, so it's out in the movie theater, and I think it's on Disney Plus for $30. We said, Jed.
Yeah, it's $30.
Or
Yes.
or you could go ARG.
Yeah. Or you can go
Yes.
sail the seven seas, my matey.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be each of hers.
So it's Haley Steinfeld. What was she, a Disney actress or something, or before? Or
Yeah, she
was she in one of those Disney shows that my kids used to watch?
How old is this kid? When this kid was that old already, or is this just 5 years later? I guess.
We're getting
Oh, no,
old.
Wait a minute. The kid disappeared. So
Yeah,
she was
5-year jump.
She came back from the 5-year jump. She was still, 8 or something?
I guess
You
no.
know, I mean, so why is she? What is that kid right there? 16 or 17 or whatever?
Yeah.
What are they going to say? This takes place in the far-flung future,
Let's see. Let's do Kate.
In the not too distant future.
next Sunday AD.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's the comic, though. I mean,
Yeah. So, but she's not Hawkeye's kid in the comics, right?
But she
Oh, maybe
is. She is.
Yeah.
maybe she's not his
Disney
kid.
Plus
Then.
show.
She's not his kid in the comics. Yeah.
Is
Not
she
in-
his
but
kid
in
on
the
the
show
Disney
she
Plus
is.
show?
Let's see. Let's see.
In a
if
Disney Plus show, she is.
Are you sure?
Let's check.
That's what they've been saying.
Why she called Kate Bishop then?
I don't.
So this
know.
series was
You know they do retarded shit all the time.
this
Oh,
series
yeah.
was really popular when it came out. This comic book.
Chris Samney
Comic
or
book.
somebody?
The what issues were those? That was. Did they call it? I guess it
This is
was.
all setting up the
Hawkeye, yeah.
Avengers bullshit. So
That was that
controversial.
controversial
Oh,
cover.
I don't
yeah.
know why I thought it was his daughter. I don't read modern crap, so
No, but I don't think no. The Kate Bishop is not not in that. It's definitely not his daughter. But let's see what they mention.
No, she isn't. But
this
you know, in the
I
show,
don't-
she is his daughter.
I never read anything with her in it because she's moderny and I don't give a
yeah.
crap. So I I don't know why. I thought someone said it was his daughter. My mistake, probably.
Yeah, but
I-
the show she is.
Are you
Yeah.
sure?
Yeah, in the show because they had her in the movie, and then this
Well,
is
they're calling
what
her Kate Bishop in the show.
yeah, and
Yeah.
they got her. They aged her up. So.
All right, well let's read here. Wikipedia is the definitive source. So,
Oh, fuck
Yeah.
off with Wikipedia. You know what you do, shit.
series takes place after the events of Avengers Endgame. And just a new superhero, Kate Bishop Hawkeye. Let's see.
Yeah, I don't think it's his daughter.
Let's see.
don't know
Cast the
why.
character. Barton's protege. Okay, all right. So it's not
That's
his
what
daughter.
they've
Yeah.
been, they've been saying it's here.
Yeah. No, here.
That's what I heard, but I don't.
Yeah.
It's obviously not accurate because that girl will be
Yeah.
50 old.
Too old. Yeah, which makes sense. Yeah. And I think that was. Let me check my comic book program. I think that was Hawkeye
About it.
was. Let's see.
Still
That
sucks.
that's. I think that was a pretty popular. But then they had that feminist cover. Let's see that.
Oh,
It was
even
Mockingbird.
The Mockingbird on that
Oh,
cover.
no.
Yeah.
Such trash.
Yeah. So it was the fifth. Was it the fifth series? Let's see here. Fourth series. This series here, the fourth one. Let me pull this over. Pull these covers. This. Oh, sometimes it doesn't flip to the other screen because I got the monitor's too big there. So this was Matt Fraction, right?
Yeah.
These covers are. I'm just remembering the covers. I think this was a pretty popular series when it first came out
Right.
with the purple. Yeah. Yeah, and of course they have so many. That's another travesty in comic books these days. You know,
What?
all these alternate covers. It's like just give one or two alternate
Oh.
covers. Not.
Sucks.
I mean, it's just like. Then the guys at this
The VHS
Comic Base does a great podcast too, or stream, and they were talking about when they had more. They did letters, started with letters like A, B, C, and D, and then when they ran out of letters in the alphabet, they had to
Yeah.
go back because some issues there were more than
26.
yeah,
Oh my god.
more than 26. Yeah. So Pattis is saying, who would win in a fight, Blind Hawkeye or One-Armed Green Lantern?
Depends on which arm that Green Lantern does. Now.
Right? Of course, one of my favorite issues of Thunderbolts, they had, Hawkeye was the leader of the Thunderbolts. I can't remember what it was. It the first iteration, and he takes down everyone without superpowers, and it's the way it was written, and the way everything went.
Yeah.
It was just so well done. He used one person's power against each other, like Screaming Mimi or your voice power. He hit her in the throat, and then just like neutralized everyone to show how they had to work together as a team.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to remember if they introduced. Was it a Mockingbird series or was it? What was that one with that controversial cover? Was it?
I know what you're talking about. The cover. I don't
care,
think
'cause
it was.
I didn't.
I don't think it was a Hawkeye issue, but I don't know what it was. I remember the cover. I know what you're talking about, but
You know which one I'm talking. Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think it was a Hawkeye.
It was definitely. Or was it a Mockingbird? Bird? Did they ever do a Mockingbird?
Oh yeah, she's had her own series before at some point. She shared one with Hawkeye way back, of course, but it was Ask Me About My Feminist Shirt or whatever.
Yeah.
That stupid friggin'
Yeah.
and one of the modern ones. I guess.
Oh, here
Wow.
it is. Yeah. Okay.
Ask me about my feminist agenda. Nah, how about if we don't ask you and just let you do your own Civil War crap?
Actually,
Why we don't?
it actually went down in value for everyone
Good.
out there.
Whoa! It's a shot.
So yeah, so those Mockingbird.
Feminist, it's gonna have. Oh, it went down in value. Wow, I'm shocked.
Yeah. So.
One
that's
on
a
Green
cosmic-
Arrow. Well, yeah, there is a one on Green Arrow. There was a one on Green Arrow in Miller's Dark Knight, which is
Yep.
what he's talking about.
Yep, that was definitely in there.
They
Yep.
should just let decent cosplayers do covers like that, not a knockoff cosplay.
Badass is saying yes. way past my bedtime. Yeah.
Well, go to bed, old man. We're still
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah,
we got well,
myself.
Yeah, we're gonna end this in a couple minutes, but I would say give it a shot. It's
If you want to go blow some money and just like act like you're burning it, yeah,
Judge
go
for
see
yourself.
Black Widow.
judge but judge.
Just
I
judge for
would
yourself.
judge for yourself. I didn't think it was. I enjoyed it. I had fun.
I
so
trust you, dude. I'm not.
yeah.
I'll probably.
No,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Or if you just want to like burn your money, just burn $20 like automatically.
Or just send the $20 to Jed, right?
Yeah, instead of wasting it, just send it to me.
Send it to Jed now.
Yeah.
I might go see it for $6 one day this week
I would recommend it for $6. If you could get into there for $6
in the morning. Yeah.
in the morning, yeah, that's.
I like going to see movies in the morning on a weekday. Back when there were theaters are still open, that's what I would do. I would go if I had when I had a day off or something. I'd go around like 10 a.m. or like 11:30 or something when nobody was there.
Cam.
Yep.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah. No,
I like that.
I've only done that a few times, or or I've gone to see a movie when it's it's 2 or 3 weeks into the run and no one's there. Yep.
I like that Red Guardian figure, but he's a commie, so I don't want it. I like that Captain Britain figure. When that come out? Damn.
Yeah, that's nice.
It was kind of weird. I've got the Union Jack one though.
Yep.
And look, there's a Vindicator. I'm sorry, Guardian.
Guardian of Vindicator. Hail Cam.
Hey.
Before. Yeah. So.
Oh boy.
Yeah, definitely should have been released right after Civil War. Would have been made the movie that much better, and then would have tied everything together, and would have been really good. Yep. So Pat S is saying, yeah, go to AMC before noon, fresh popcorn. Yeah. Take care, Kay. Thanks for hanging with us.
Man.
Yep. Appreciate you being here. Yep. Retro Dickie is just starting his day, right? So it's across the pond.
Even I
across
gotta
the
go
pond
lay
there.
down. This chair's killing me, man.
Yeah. Well, let's let me. We'll
I only knew
we'll
you
sh-
were on because I went to YouTube to check something, dude, and I didn't see that message you sent.
Yep. Well, this was a last minute stream idea, so we went a lot longer than I thought. We always have fun doing these things.
It's always fun hanging.
It's always fun hanging, so appreciate it. But so Mike, I know you want to get out of this chair, but I kind of are you in a panel tomorrow, or what's happening there?
We did one tonight, and then I'm not on any tomorrow. I don't know how the scheduling went there, but I'm on 2 of them in a back to back in succession Saturday.
Okay.
In addition to doing my own show Saturday night, so yeah, but I'm on a James Bond James Bond of the '80s, and then the Return of the Jedi panel. Comic-Con's doing great though. They're really killing it. They're doing
Great.
Getting monster views and stuff, and of course it helped my channel. I mean, it's great, big time.
Did you did you get over 1,000 subs yet, or?
No, I'm about 26 away from it now.
All right, so.
But I was at 900 when I started.
That's awesome, yeah. So I think
they'll go back down. I'll get them. They'll trash them somehow.
But if I know, I'm sure everyone listening is subbed to Clobberin Times, but
well, thanks, man.
But yep, I'm gonna put and Iconicon has been a lot of fun. I've been at work, so I've been trying to listen in the background, and sometimes I'm lurking, so it's I don't want to go into the chat sometimes because you got to say hi. Not that I love hanging with everyone, but if you're at work or something, you just want to kind of lurk there and just be in the.
I lurked a
listen,
listen,
and just hang out that way. But yeah, it's anyone. I put the link in there, and you had that great comic book '80s panel.
Oh man, I got a great response to that. I was shocked at how many people showed up, how many views it went, and how many nice things people said about it. That was great, man.
That's awesome. Yeah, yep. So and then Jed, if just put YouTube on, and Jed will be on. But yeah, we got to make this quick. But yeah, so Jed, I know what you're on tomorrow. You're on Foul Ball tomorrow night, or what's where are you going to be on tomorrow?
I might be.
Don't give us the condensed version. Yeah.
It'll be Father Christopher's if they don't. Well, Pop Culture Minefield if they have something to do, because I gotta we will probably be doing a charity stream for
Yeah, that's horrific.
Gary.
What happened?
Yeah, and we will
Horrible.
probably trying to help him.
What
So
was
I've
that?
been- I've been-
What
I've been
what happened
talking to
again?
him
What was
today.
what happened?
Gary, his house, where he had all his stuff before they were gonna move, the house burnt down almost
What?
completely.
Yeah, destroyed
They
everything.
lost.
It's
He
horrific.
lost 20 years of art and all his other
It's
stuff.
really
so
disturbing.
I've been talking to him, like through parts of
Yeah.
the day, and they might do the show tomorrow. So I'm just saying this. If you
Oh my
guys
God!
can come
I've
over
been
there
off
tomorrow,
offline. Yeah. Wow. Jeez, that's
give
horrible.
Come over to Pop Culture Minefield tomorrow, please, and give Gary some support. Okay.
Oh my
So,
God, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I've been talking to him, so
Oh
he
man.
lost 20
Truly
years
horrific.
of artwork.
Oh,
and
because he's an
most
art.
of
For
his-
people who don't know, he's an artist, a fantastic
Yeah,
artist.
He
Great
lost
guy.
stuff
Brilliant
he
artist.
Can't get back. Yeah, he lost stuff he can't get back,
Oh,
and
my
his computers and all this other stuff just got destroyed.
Well, the artwork is not say anything worse,
yeah,
but the,
I know. And
but the-
I'm just
plus
like,
on top of the. Oh my God, that's horrific.
yeah. So
So what was it like?
They lost
Was it
a lot of stuff.
Did it was like so they were gonna move and they had everything in the house ready to move and
Well, somebody
Those-
left. Somebody left a thing plugged in, a computer plugged in, and it got hot. And you know, if you leave things in for too long,
so computer caught fire or
yeah. So
that's horrendous. Oh, it's just so. That's I just hate hearing. I hate hearing. I know like people we know were, the great Mark C. His comics got destroyed in a flood,
Yeah.
and telling that story was heart wrenching.
and
And
he, no, not neurotic. Pop culture minefield, Gary.
No, it's
So,
Gary, different.
Yeah, so
He's-
go give him some support tomorrow. I'll be on there. You guys know when I'm on a place, I promote it so I can get the views over to their channel. So there will be a GoFundMe and stuff, and I will have that in our description. I will have it on our other stuff too. So
I have him listed in my channel description too below, but
Yeah,
I'll grab the
when I
link
go-
here. Yeah, but that's
I don't have to GoFundMe yet, but when we get it, I'm gonna put it on. We're gonna be posting it on my Twitter and a bunch of other stuff, and we will have it in the description on for this Sunday. And you got to put that in there, okay?
yeah.
Mark.
God, that's
When
horrific.
we
Oh,
get it,
that's just
and,
the worst.
yeah,
The worst.
And you still got to put the stream up so I can
Yep.
do stuff. So
Yep, and then I'll be so look for that everyone tomorrow. Yeah, follow Pop Archivist on Twitter, and then you'll see it again. Like
well, either follow the archivist
you'll
or
see it.
or mine.
And
because,
Jed,
yep. Yeah, because me and Mark share both that account, so
Yeah.
I just use my account because it's quicker, and I don't want to. If my account gets banned, I'll just hop over to them. So.
Well, let's not get banned, but yeah.
I don't want to get banned. That's
I'm
the reason why
teasing.
I've been good. I've been good. So
Pablo reviewed Black Widow. It looks like. I guess he saw it.
Yeah, I wonder what he thought. Yep.
He called it meh, but I don't know.
yeah,
well.
there's a lot of people that are calling it me.
Oh, that's
But
okay.
Everyone judge for yourself, though. That's what I
Judge-
say, because I
Yeah.
trust you. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if you like I was making jokes earlier. If you do want to go to judge for yourself, we're not gonna tell
Yeah.
you, oh, you know what I'm saying. Go judge for yourself.
Jed still likes me. Yep.
Yeah. He likes a ton of shit I don't like. Me
Yeah,
and
but
Mike
it
tell
makes
him.
it interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, and so yeah.
So the next stream I have coming up real quick is a preview. So this is I've printed some stands that Toy
wow.
So Toy Polloy, who's going to be on, he's on Iconicon.
Yeah, they're nice.
Yeah, he's a
They're cool.
fantastic guy. So when he had a Micronauts
Wow.
stream, and I printed these, and I made some improvements and tweaks, and what happens is when you go to print something in 3D, the scale was not the same scale. Like there's some tips in there. I mean, fantastic guy, but I'm gonna do a video on actually the step-by-step printing it. He's not a 3D printer, so he had a buddy he was collaborating with, so I made some improvements and some
Cool.
tweaks, and so that's my next video up. So it's not my
Nice.
design, but it's a fun. And then you make the you bend that. So he had a great idea. You buy plastic and you put it on the heat gun, and you make it to fit into the base. So you've got
Nice.
you got a base here. So
Very
you
cool.
print that, and you do translucent. That was a great idea they had to do it translucent, and then you hold up
Yeah.
your, because these guys, they don't want to stand up.
Yeah.
You try to stand them up. So
I've always
that
wanted to
way-
get some of those custom stands they make, but they're so expensive.
yeah, so I can 3D print a bunch
Or
of
the ones
those.
that have you flying, like your characters.
Yep.
Yeah, those are expensive as fuck.
Yeah. So what you do, you just take the rods, and print the base, and then you could have your characters. Characters on. You're right. Yeah, they are expensive. Yeah. So that's what's great about having a 3D printer. So my next next Mark D with the Z stream will be a nerdy stream on on printing these
Nice.
for your figures. Yep. So that was that'd be great. Yep. Oh, Pat S, what do you got to think of Purple Valkyrie's new show, episode 3? I didn't get a chance to watch it, but everything
New
Purple
show?
does. So I guess
do you mean
Pat,
new
you were
show?
on with. Oh, were you reviewing?
Okay.
I think Pat S, you're reviewing. Stream Brain.
Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty. Thank you, Judge. Yeah, Rick and
This
Morty.
season has
Cool.
been. Oh, dude, I can't stand this season. It's been gruesome. More than the past seasons. It's Jesus. That last episode was just damn.
So, but I guess, but everyone go watch Pat S as our bud and go catch him with Purple. I'm sure, even if the episode's not good, I'm sure they're awesome to watch. Yeah,
good, but it was just damn.
You didn't like the episode, yep. So.
No, I did, but it was just damn. Like, fuck. Do you understand what I'm saying, Pat S? Like, it was a good episode, but damn. Like,
And Pat S is saying, I love Micronauts. Yep. Yeah, same here. Yep, same here. So, yep, so let's...
yeah, this season is super fucking dark. I think this is the darkest season that they've ever had on Rick and Morty. And they've done some dark shit, but this season, and I'm gonna say out of all the seasons, this is the darkest season. So...
There, we can see
I've watched every single season since the beginning, so...
So let's get out of here, gents. And
right,
I appreciate you guys. It's always great to hang with these guys, and
Thanks for
they
having us, man.
spruce up the joint, and really appreciate it. Yeah, and I'd go see Black Widow, judge for yourself. But I had a good time. I got a little bit fatter with the popcorn, and go judge for yourself. And it wasn't as woke as I thought, despite that other one character swap. So.
We haven't seen any of the Dark Mortys yet. That storyline hasn't picked up yet. So.
Yep. All right, guys.
Man.
Let's
Thanks, bro.
close her out. Let's play this
Good night,
outro.
everybody.
Good night. Yep. Be good, everyone.
Have a good one, everyone. Whoa.
Oh, and